Hello everybody, my name is Multiplier, and today Oval Office gave me reached the lowest point ever. We resorted to ranking last year memes. So of course I will be doing the list, since I'm the funniest guy around, and you can ask any lady you want, and they'll say that Joe is that charming, young, funny man that got the riz and jokes on him.
Joe, you are about as funny as Amy Schumer's special, and your quote-unquote riz makes every woman call the 911 and report you to the authorities, and makes every kid on the playground to run away in tears.
Okay, that would be enough for your rant time. It wasn't funny, and as you can see, we have many memes to rant. First off, we have peak brain rot content, because it was this nugget that was singing gay 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 gay, which was a very low quality cover of Cotton Eye Joe. And since the song got Joe a name, I'm giving it S tier. And hold the phone, because it's actually a 3-in-a-row case. LeBron is of course my glorious king, and Sunshine, even though I don't glaze him as much as Shapiro does. And of course the Superman meme wasn't funny like at all, but it spread kindness and made people want to do some good in the world. And it was about people doing good deeds and even saving other people. Was some of it fake? Of course there were multiple fake videos, but there were also some real ones. And even the fake ones makes you want to do better.
I like it so far, but there's one thing you haven't touched on, and since all these memes died out already, shouldn't you include their lifespan? I believe those with longer ones should have got some bonus points that would take them up a tier and some of them down. I remember that this nugget got overused in the first week, and it died so damn quickly. The Superman meme was short on TikTok, but it was nonstop on YouTube feed because I always heard you blasting those shorts with Superman on your phone in the back seat whenever we were driving to the Taco Bell that's 5 minutes away from us.
I respect your input, but I will not let it affect my unbiased, greatest objective rankings that are always correct. That orange car is funny because it recognizes sus people.
Grow up, you big baby.
This cat is me whenever I hear Joe speak.
He is also orange like you.
Hey! Fuck you, buddy.
Okay, ladies, you can stop fighting now because Big Papa Joey is here to bust out some opinions and rank more memes. I'm sure you all already know that the Donald's car is S tier for sus, and I'm going to get on a speed round for a couple next memes because there is too much of them. The Soldier PTSD meme is actually quite fun and had many uses, but it's not enough to merit S tier, so A tier would be adequate. But English or Spanish literally took over the world. And it was in the summertime, so everyone was outside and saying that, and it made for some fun moments. For example, me and Donald played this game when we were on a public bus, and we ended up staying there for over a day, but I finally broke and collapsed as I fell asleep. Some fun times it was. Anywho, we got Jonkler up next, and it was the worst version of low taper fade, because it was dragged the same way, but it got cringy and it fell short compared to it, but it's not the time for the low taper fade meme yet. So, Jonkler goes in C tier.
Gosh, you are literally so stupid, Joe. You said you will do a speed round, and then decided to take half an hour giving a lore dump about Jonkler and to sloppily retell our story. If you're gonna do a speed round, do it like that. So, Aura goes in S tier because it transpired the meme realm to the actual dictionary. Brain Rot did the same, but it goes one tier below Aura because I kinda hate it. The Symphony Dolphin meme goes into A tier because I love the parody song and it kinda made me nostalgic, the same way that most of you probably did. Freak Bob goes into B tier because it feels like knockoff John Pork. And Deadpool Dance goes into D tier because as much as I love Deadpool, it wasn't even a proper meme but a cringy TikTok dance, and you know how I feel about TikTok dances. So there you have it, Joe. That's how you do a fucking speed round.
Yeah, I get it. But you don't have to be such a fucking many weenie, eeny teeny, whiny, fat slop, drinking, thrash, eating piece of dog shit to me all the fucking time.
Shut the hell up and make up some rankings, fuckso.
Putting this troglodyte aside, you have a couple of great ones ahead of you, Joe. I'm sure you will not mess it up.
The fuck did you call me?
Chippy? Chippy Chippy Chappa. Choppa car that was just bobbing its tiny cute head side to side to the song was nice and wholesome to look at, but it wasn't that much fun as far as meme templates go. This is like the most proper C tier of all time, which doesn't happen often. I assume that the GTA 6 picture refers to all the "we got blank before GTA 6" comments that mostly appear under Instagram posts. It annoys the shit out of me, and I always report them for terrorism because they terrorize me. D tier for this piece of shit, but I'm still hyped as hell for the game and can't wait. I will play it day one. How about you guys? I was thinking we could play it in the White House together when it would come out, but since Donald will be in charge, it's up to him, so it's just a suggestion I'm putting out there.
I'm not really that much against it, but then you smell so bad. I don't know, man. We will figure it out once we get to it. We have some time to think about it. But now let's don't, and instead rank some goddamn memes, because we are like 6 minutes in the video and we aren't halfway done yet, even after a speed round.
Yeah, you're right, man. So then I'm gonna do my own, but without ranting off this time. Woody saying "let him cook" was definitely one of the highlights of this year, but I really don't see the appeal. B tier. That polished gnome that was walking around the malls, actually an Ukrainian refugee, and once he started to lose some clout, he resorted to such shitty things that he got officially deported back to Ukraine. I'm putting his ass to D tier for that. Jack Black as Steve would be A tier, but I assume we're talking about the whole trailer here, so the Minecraft movie trailer goes to C tier because Jack Black was the only good thing about it, and he is honestly the only reason I'm gonna see it in theater. Lego Batman Falling in Love was one of the most useful gifts under a Goth Dummy Mommy's comment section in Instagram for me. So that's an S tier from Papa Joe. And Danny DeVito gets S tier because everybody loves Danny DeVito, right? Guys?
Yeah, I appreciate his work, but I don't like how you mispronounced his name. Now I know with the next one, Trump will want to say something he seems as funny about Brits, but you can't say it. Whatever that is you want to blame or make fun of Brits for, you're not doing it. Just forget it.
Okay. But can I make fun of his skin color?
What? God, no.
Jeez Louise, he was taking the piss, lad. He just wants to make fun of his forehead by calling him Megamind, and I gotta respect it.
And Irish Joe strikes again. Though I still don't get why is Barry so butthurt about the Brit jokes. We literally have a meme that makes fun of a minority of New Zealand here in one of the last picks. But whatever. Carry on, Joseph.
That I will do, but stop calling me by my full name or I'll have to slap your butt cheeks so hard that you will swing the other way. I like to call it the Joe effect. But yeah, the Kurt Angle meme was fun while it lasted, so for like 3 days, I think C tier will be sufficient. I don't know why the Squidward meme is here because it has been out there for like, what, 3 years now, if not more. D tier, I really don't get why it's on here when it's an I tier list exclusive to 2024 memes. Mewing is not a meme, but an actual great life tip for all the people that weren't born with the Greek god chiseled jawline like mine, of course. S tier advice, but D tier meme. Joe Dog is cold as ice and ruthless when it comes to the rankings. The Yap Dollar I can kinda relate to, so it's deserving of an A tier. I reserve S tiers only for the real kings, so I gotta thread carefully around the top. All the troll face mango Stillwater funk bullshit is going straight to D tier because I was tired with the amount of lobotomy I got with that on all of the YouTube shorts I got on my feed. The Turkish guy that was shooting without any equipment is actually an elite ex-army marksman that Turkey deployed out there in the Olympics. And honestly, more countries should do something like that, and it would show to the whole world that this is how we train our soldiers, and it would be cool as hell because it goes hard. S tier for this dude.
I told you that it would be a long-ass video, but we are nearing to the end, so let's speed it up. Maybe talk more in depth about 2 or 3 memes, and let's call it wraps, boys. I'm actually quite impressed with all the knowledge this guy has about the things that are not related to his job in any way at all and are useless information. He is like a walking encyclopedia about all the memes or brain rot. It's actually remarkable. If there will ever be a Gen Z version of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, we'll definitely put him out there. But as I said, try to not get off on a tangent and rank these memes. Funny man.
I like your words, lard man. So the light-skinned donkey meme was actually an old 2-year-old meme, if I remember correctly, and it is now being recycled but now it serves a different purpose, and I don't feel too good about recycling dead memes and trying to give them a new purpose. C tier, because it catched on. Now for that dump truck alone, I would give Trump an S tier, but when he made fun of Kamala, that was it. There was no turning back from how good this video was. That's the peak S tier right there. Nikocado avocado is basically what Donald imagines his formacker cut to look like, but often fat, funny people are not funny at all when they lose weight. I don't know how that works, but when you get fat, the funny factor goes 10 times up. Just look at Chris Pratt. You will not convince me that lean Chris Pratt from First Guardians of the Galaxy was funnier than the overweight one in third installment. You just won't. But yeah, for getting the funny out of him, I'll give him a D tier. I think he even got a bit messed up in the head, but it all jokes. And we didn't mean it at all, ha ha ha. Please don't sue us.
Yeah, sure thing, Joe. Maybe don't body shame and don't accuse someone of mental issues when you uncontrollably laugh and have a crippling dementia, and you seem to be lost most of the time, okay?
Stop being a meme nerd. You've been told multiple times to stop going on and on about those meme lores. We don't need a documentary about meme history, we just want simple rankings. If we wanted to read an essay, we'd ask ChatGPT to blurt it out of his ass.
Very gross way to put it, but I agree, yeah.
Okay, you fucking pussies, you done fucked up the flow of Joe Dog, and now I don't give a crap. I will just do a speed run. The Ratatouille chef goes to C tier, Absolute Cinema to S tier, Diddy to S tier because that's my homie, Paulus Tyson. Fight to S tier because my goat won it. Chill Guy to D tier, New Zealand Weirdos to B tier, Knee Surgery to B tier too. And now that I think about it, I want to kick in your fucking kneecaps. Low taper fade that we have over here with Trump face on it goes into S tier. There. Are you happy now, you fuckers?
Or actually am?
Yeah, me too.
That's it. Fuck you guys. I'm going to sleep.
What the fuck is up, YouTube?
In the first second? Damn, well, there goes our ad revenue then.
YouTube recently, I mean, shit, it's been probably a month ago considering we're making this videos a couple weeks in advance, but they just updated their terms of service and now you can swear at any given time in video, even at the sole start, and be eligible for monetization, so fuck your nerd ass censoring me. And of course we have some good news because this video covers the greatest invention America has brought to the world, junk food. And no one else than Don was selected to do the list because no one else in this group consumes as much fast food as I do, because they are scared of the bulk, so they will ream it in bug sticks like Joe and Obama.
Donnie, you'd better not fuck up the Dairy Queen ranking, or you will have to face the wrath of Bo Jiden, and only thing Bo Jiden leaves behind is blood of his enemies and screams of the souls he consumed.
Joe, shut the fuck up. We're not even past the first restaurant, which is Burger King, and while it is the biggest McDonald's competitor, and it have been shitting on my beloved Golden Gates, I have to admit that their hamburgers that are grilled on spot do hit my taste buds just right, and the texture is perfect. Add to that how they dish out banger of deals, and they even give out paper crowns. Only thing that I don't fuck with is that they add too much of that lettuce shit on my damn Whoppers, and they had this stupid ass commercial about Whoppers that Joe had been looping on his damn phone to fall asleep at sleepovers. Oh, and also their fries are very mid, so overall I'll give it A tier because I like crowns.
Can I get a glass of water, please?
Is that really the first thing that pops up inside your scrambled brain when you think about Burger King Crown?
Honestly, yeah.
Oh, and I just want to remind you all that these rankings don't count in any sweets or drinks, just so you know, we're talking straight food, nothing else. And Bojangles just remind me of Joe for some reason, so it gets D tier.
How the hell does Southern-style chicken and biscuits restaurant remind you of Joe?
Because this dumbass calls himself Bo Jiden sometimes, and I heard it too many times. So now everything that is named Bo just disgusts me. As for Raising Cane's, I like the fact that they give out crinkle-cut fries, unlike all of the other restaurants, but we all know that their chicken is decent too. Okay, it's not really that great because what hypes it up is their sauce. For this invention, they deserve B tier, and I really don't want to elaborate further. Domino's Pizza, however, goes to A tier. You know why? Because while this is true that they won't make you cream in your pants at the first bite, but they will never taste bad or be too raw or too burnt. And they are everywhere, so delivery will always be fast, so they just get it done.
Looks like somebody's scared of Bo Jiden coming out.
The only thing he can come out of is closet, just right Barack should. But anyway, we have Dairy Queen up next. And again, we are not taking any drinks or sweets in account, so it's definitely not S tier. But then again, I'll surprise with my A rating. You know why? Because there is just something so comforting about downing 5 cheeseburgers and a bacon ranch signature stack burger after getting brain freeze and sugar overload from all their stuff.
I also like their chili cheese dogs. They don't call me Throat Goat and Joe Dog for nothing.
Who the hell calls you throat goat?
The voices, they are really nice people.
No, Obama, he is actually insane. I was there with him where he pushed down the entire chili cheese dog down his throat, and then he just started chomping on the end bits. And then he somehow pushed the pieces that were intact in his esophagus and he started rotating them. Basically, he was a human equivalent of a sink shredder. He is a goddamn anomaly, but that was cool to see.
What the actual fuck is going on whenever you two hang out alone?
We're just blood brothers. You wouldn't get it, Barry. Now put Five Guys in S tier, Donnie. I love these nights in '99. Nothing is more manly than mating with 5 testosterone-fueled humans.
I think I'm gonna be sick.
Vomit on my sweater already?
That's the worst. My father also once had upset stomach when he decided to give broccoli another chance, and then this famous moment between him and Japan's prime minister happened.
Dude, what the hell? All 3 of you were extremely disgusting. Just as I was getting to the Five Guys restaurant in my list, I will not allow you to taint my big, beautiful fast food tier list with that, and I will move on and act like you all didn't say what you all said. Five Guys have amazing Cajun fries and decent burgers, but it's not enough to get them over the hill, and they also hella overpriced and charging $7 for fries will never be respected by me. C tier for all that bullshit.
I can get down with that. Aside from those fries you mentioned, they don't have anything that would be so much better from any other restaurant that would justify these prices, and I can literally make these fries at home by getting Cajun seasoning and some potatoes, and it would cost like $1 for a serving. So they are just scamming the hell out of you. And man, when I see In-N-Out, all I can think about is The Rock supposedly trying In-N-Out for the first time, and he claimed that like 3 times already, and it was all to plug in his tequila brand.
Pairing modern-day fast food with any kind of alcohol other than beer seems like it would taste about as good as Joe's medium-rare chicken that he sometimes makes for ungodly reasons. Let's just get straight to KFC. And man, their fall-off has to be studied. I couldn't go a week without having a solid dinner in KFC back in the day, but it got so dog shit that now I only get it whenever I'm hungover and my head is throbbing harder than Joe's little dog when he passes local playground. There is just something so comforting about those fry bags with all that grease at the bottom and this chicken that just helps so much more than any painkillers could. So they would be C tier, but thanks to the fact that they help so much in those situations, I'd bump them up to A tier even.
Oh man, I hope my beloved Little Caesars and their crazy bread, which goes crazy, will go straight into S tier.
Of course you would like this dog shit place. Joe, let me tell you something. You can charge me even $1 for a pizza, and if it's as bad as Little Caesars pizza, I won't fucking buy it. It's like they put some plastic pepperoni slices on a piece of cardboard with tomato sauce. I also once got a day-long diarrhea after eating wings from that shit establishment. It should go without saying that it goes into D tier, as well as McDonald's going to the S tier. It's just inevitable, but I can explain it. Look, McDonald's just don't miss. They have perfect burgers, perfect fries. I even like some of their wraps, even though I always would just flip the table if I were served wraps in any other fast food restaurant.
They don't miss. Dude, you're talking about a place that used to serve McRib unironically, and they also serve this weird square-shaped fish sandwich with plastic cheese and some tartar sauce on top of it. You're really pushing it.
Yeah, they also released Grimace Shake, which left thousands of people dead right where they consumed this shake. After they got Trippy Red, I got National Guard on standby to protect me from him, because if he got a wholesome guy like Trippy Red, then what ungodly things could he do to me?
Happy birthday, Grimace. Ah, man, they
Joe, I'm sorry to break your little fantasy, but Grimace is a mascot. He's not a real creature.
That's exactly what Grimace wants you to think so he can catch you off guard, but he won't surprise me.
Yeah, no, Joe is actually somewhat right. I mean, I used to know him over 20 years ago, and he actually isn't a murderer, but rather a very smart businessman. that I have done quite few deals with, and they were beneficial to both of us.
I've put together some really impressive deals, but this thing you've pulled off, it's amazing. A big and tasty for just $1? How do you do it? What's your secret? You're a man of few words. I like that. Together, Grimace, we could own this town.
And guess what? Now we do rule this town. I mean, I am the freaking president, but Grimace just got quiet. I think he actually retired with a couple billion in his name and now lives off from royalties somewhere in Southeast Asia, and I can't help but respect that.
First you know Epstein, now you know Grimace. Dude, who the actual hell do you hang out with?
I'm a multi-billionaire businessman, Bush. Not only that, but I am also a well-known developer with countless successful real estate ventures. I am also an Oscar-level actor and TV star, worldwide celebrity, an accomplished wrestler with a win at WrestleMania, a double-term U.S. president, and most importantly, I am a god-tier gamer and distinguished double-platinum certified eater with the best taste buds in the entire observable universe and beyond. So it's only natural that I have many connections. But yeah, 3 next chains go into instant D tier because Panda Express is a Chinese spy plant. Papa John's fired the actual Papa John just because libtard Snowflake got offended by a simple word, and Pizza Hut always burns my fucking pizza like I ordered some fucking charcoal from my fireplace.
I don't think you realize the weight of the N-word, Donald. His white ass casually just said on the phone while being fully aware that phone conversations are always recorded.
Yeah, go cry me a river, you snowflake. We are slowly running out of credits on 11 Labs, so let me speed it up a bit. Popeyes definitely has the best chicken in the fast food world right now, but it just lacks something. So it's A tier. Subway tries to pretend it's healthy while it's not actually healthy, but at the same time, it tastes like healthy food. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that they serve you actual dog food with the nutrients being close to those of a single leaf of lettuce. So I'm going to throw it down to the depths of D tier, but now we're coming back to peak with Taco Bell, and you already know you can't go through a Taco Tuesday without it. It's undoubtedly S tier. As for Waffle House...
Waffle House has found its new host. Ah ha 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 ha.
I think this meme is actually older than our channel.
Well, Joe is older than modern civilization, so it's only fitting for him to drag all the old-fashioned memes.
Well, I'ma drug these nuts all across your mama face because your mama is so fat that when she does.
Joe, shut the fuck up, you bambling buffoon. Jeez, I sometimes can't stand your restarted ass. Good thing we only have those 2 chains left. I like to sometimes go to Waffle House, but it's nothing phenomenal, so it's a B tier at most. And Joe once showed me some interesting art involving Wendy's girl, so I will put it in S tier because I would bang the hell out of her. Goodbye, fuckos.
What the fuck?
Welcome, everybody, especially my fellow P. Joey disciples. Today we're going to go over some colors, and let me tell you, a real freak like Joester likes every color and every kind. Having said that, I don't really like black, and I don't feel safe around it. I personally think it doesn't have any sense and should not be promoted in this country.
Tell me I didn't hear that right, Joe. If my mind isn't playing tricks, I'm gonna beat your ass so bad.
You'll pause with that statement, and you're just proving his point even further with that threat. You just sometimes don't think, do you?
Nah, let's actually resume, because Joe Freak Radar is getting some freak signal coming from Barack with that enticing sentence containing beat and ass in the same sentence, but it's not the right place or time. Once Trump leaves, we can turn it up a notch after video ends, Barry boy. But don't get me going now, because once Joey kicks in the second gear on the freak machine, there is no force to stop him, and no police squadrons will get their cuffs on me. But yeah, I don't get what is your problem, Barry. Black paint on room walls just look bad, and it feels like some limbo-ass room when you get a light bulb going on. If you think it's a good color to put on your walls, then quite frankly, I think you need some sense slapped into you, and I prefer to do it the old-fashioned way. You see, just like Hunter, I would get you on my lap with you facing the floor, and my hand will turn into that of the slapping world champion. Prime Muhammad Ali wouldn't be able to dodge that shit.
Wait, we're talking about wall paint now?
Ooh, well, it makes more sense this way. But still, that doesn't discard the absolute putrid crimes you almost admitted to. Like what? I am not getting into that bag of worms because I don't want to be affiliated in any way, shape, or form with your doings. So let's just put it in D tier and exchange opinions on blue. I really like this color. I almost always set my golf ball to blue color on golf. with your friends, and I'm sure viewers noticed that already. I also got used to all the PlayStation interfaces with that blueness all around across the years. So that also had some kind of impact on my opinion. What do you think, Joey?
If someone makes Joester kick in the second gear, then that's their fault, and Joe Dog ain't the one to let someone blue ball him. But yeah, I think it's very cool that blue is the color of disco critics party that I'm in, and it's also used to describe getting testicular pain after getting aroused and not achieving orgasm. Personally, I think we should really speak up on the matter and make blue balling someone a crime.
I kind of feel you, but what is your rating of this color?
What do you mean by that?
My God, he just forgot we are making a tier list already?
Oh yeah? We are making a tier list? Don't worry guys, it happens to the best of us. So for the blue balls, blue goes to S tier, and now brown I guess looks kind of elegant, so Jill even recommended me to paint Oval Office a bit more brown than the current beige color. So I roundhouse kicked her, just like Joe Rogan told me, and told her that I can't do it because I wouldn't be able to see Barry when he comes in to game with the rest of us. He would just blend right in and hide, and he would be too OP in the hide and seek. Yeah, that is a dumbass idea, but it can look nice if you don't have a lot of melanin-filled brothers coming over.
Stand. Joe turned on his 1980s unfiltered mode.
We already have a Nick there, and we don't need any more Nick shots.
I mean, can you really even blame him for that? I truly believe he is just too stupid to get the concept of racism, and he says these things like that because he sees them as making fun of your orange ass spray tan or making fun of someone for being bald. He just doesn't have that oomph filter when it comes to jokes about certain topics.
Anywho, we got my boy Shrek next up, and I don't know why green color is chosen as color for all things yucky such as vomit, when in reality it can range from semi-transparent grayish hue to dark black. And green looks cool on some gaming gear. Why do you think Barry got all of his gear from Razer?
That's true, but if someone pukes out a pitch black void matter, then they are just screwed, because it ain't freaking normal.
Yeah, so Shrek, Razer, and all those fat, juicy, thick, long, and tasty cucumber all deserve S tier. And so does color green in itself.
And how about the next one, Joe? This color resembles you. Bland, old, and boring. Oh, and you also don't bring anything to the function when you pull up, aside from HIV and chlamydia, that is. You pruny old fuck.
And there goes our ad revenue.
Let's be honest here, Barack. We ain't losing shit. What Joe said in every other video is far worse, and ads roll up just fine.
I am by far the most calm and collected person in our group, so I don't know what the hell you all are saying, but gray is really mid, so it merits a solid B tier. To be honest, I'm just low-key on some hater shit, but I gotta show this tier list. Who is the daddy wearing pants in our relationship?
You wearing pants at all is a very rare instance.
Oh yeah, 100%. You know me so well, Donald. And speaking of Donald, we have his spray tan color coming up, and I'm wondering if his skin in the bikini areas is also this orange. Do you mind sending me some pictures later, Donnie? Of course, it's all for the scientific research purposes.
I would rather get crucified all naked, covered with honey like some Viking torture ass, to just be eaten alive by birds with no ability to move and have eyelids cut off, or eat Michelle's salad first before sending you my nudes, Joe.
Again, with personal jabs towards my wife? What the hell is up with you, Donald? Can't you just give it up for at least a day? I have had enough of you slandering me and my wife's name on the daily.
Relax, dark humor. It's called a liberal. And speaking of liberals, there is a perfect color for Obama's gay ass next in the line.
If you were trying to make a gender joke, then the joke is really on you, because I remember that back in the 1920s, pink was a very traditionally masculine colors, and I was wearing pink skirts. Anytime I go out for a walk in the park with my very manly pink pig named Pixie,
I always get confused on how old you really are, or when you are talking about your actual childhood memory, or just having another schizo episode. But we should stop giving colors gender. I'm a believer in all colors being unisex. For example, my wife looks great in the pink suit, as well as me and Joe. Everyone can look good in any color as long as they can rock it well with the rest of the fit. Hairstyle, posture, build, face shape, and all of that.
Preach, Bomberman. That's why I will, without any hesitation, throw it up in S tier. Now we have to rank a very similar color, which is violet. I can't help but to love it. My room RGB strips are set to violet color 90% of the time, just because how cool it looks. It's also the theme color for Twitch, and I wanted for a moment to change the strips in US flag to gray and violet instead of red and blue, but Barry made me leave it as it is. But nonetheless, I won't let Barry fuck it up this time, and my rating stays at S, and don't even try to confront it, because we are instantly moving to the next one, which is, of course, a red color.
Now, opposed to blue, this is actually a fire and strong color, which represents the great Republican Party. And by the way, our party elephant would destroy that Democratic blue donkey by just stepping on him with no struggles.
Yeah, that might impress some brain-dead Redskins, but actual intelligent people would love to see a historical rap battle, and you can choose anyone from your party, and Barry would eat them up and leave no crumbs. You can tell just by looking at him.
It was racist, but he ain't lying? I mean, goddamn, my flow is so good. Just check out this clip real quick.
My palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy, vomit on my sweater already, mom's spaghetti. I'm nervous, but on the surface I look calm and ready to drop bombs, but I keep on forgetting.
Oh yeah, you sure are dropping bombs, but if you're already forgetting them, then I would ask Joe to share some of his pills with you.
Oh, get off me, you orange asshole. Joe, finish up those 3 rankings and make sure to leave red in D tier, and let's wrap this up so I can stop talking to this asshat over here. Oh, and I almost forgot. Again, a shout out to Oh My God, Birdman Archive is of course needed, and I truly am thankful for your support.
Okay, B-Dog, so red is D tier, white is the greatest color ever. It's the color of the people.
Now, what in the living fuck do you mean by that, Joseph?
That is so messed up, even I wouldn't say it.
That is just because you are orange yourself, not white?
No, it's not, you fucktard.
Stop fighting, guys. You remind me of my parents, and I don't know how me telling the color of every human at the first stage of development, which is being a sperm cell, is racist in any way, shape, or form. I splashed a lot of the young white joeys all over my keyboard when playing Gooner Aim Trainer that Donald gifted me on Steam. Thanks, Donald. But yeah, so white is the most obvious S tier, and as for yellow, I don't actually have any opinion on it. You can have this one, Donald.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I think the Chinese are disgusting and should be swept away from the face of Earth, D tier.
Oh my God.
The first one is going into S tier. You betcha Don loves his guns. And I'm not talking my left and right arm. And this kid is a perfect upstanding citizen that defends his property with all means necessary. Sucks it wasn't the real thing, but whatever. Next up is...
Well, wait, whoa. What the hell do you think you're doing right now? We didn't even get to say hello to our fans. You can't just bust in like that and start the list. Why would you do that?
Man, I'd love to bust.
Not now, Joe.
I would have no problem with saying hello and all that, but you can't make me waste any more time on some shit like this when there are several boxes with my name on them right under the Christmas tree straight across the room. Now, if you would excuse me, I need to make some rankings. So next trap is not really a trap, but rather straight up murder attempt, which might be illegal, but fucking rad. Although it can be very effective if it were to happen, it's going into D tier because there ain't no way actual human would not dodge it. These fuckers had at least a couple of seconds to dodge it, and they just stood there like some cardboard cutouts. Next trap did similar damage to the brick in the movie, which is fucking disgraceful to the lethality of bricks, but it's basically a fully heated up iron, and it gave Marv a first-degree burn scar on the forehead. And it's a cool idea, but it happens pretty early on, and I was busy opening gifts whenever this movie played on TV every year, so I still don't know how it got activated or if it's hard to set up. But you gotta wait for it to heat up, and then you need to make a mechanism for it, which I think was a basic rope, and I don't know. I'd say it's not too clever because you gotta be chromosome deficient to step on a frickin' rope, but Joe would definitely fall for it.
Hours. Yeah, I'm not even going to front. I would fall for it, just like I fell for Jenna Ortega first time I saw it.
Gross. But what is this ranking even based on in the first place? Is it ranked on the way it looks, or in the terms of damage, or maybe how complicated it is? You didn't really specify that yet.
Yeah, dipshit, I didn't, because we don't really need to. It's a Home Alone Traps tier list, not a Bloons TD level. Instead of getting into technicalities, I just go with the flow and state out my opinions, and Don's opinions is all that people want and need. I'm their mecca. They eat it up like some brand new Trump meal at McDonald's.
And everyone wants to take a bite out of Donnie. He is a certified munch, and Joe is a muncher. If you know, you know.
If I knew what that meant, I think I would sue you, but fortunately for you, I am not brain rotted to your levels. Now, silence you all, because Don is on his way for another rankings. The nail on the stairs was probably there from the start, and it wasn't even set up by Kevin. But if it was, then I applaud him. Putting this up on steep wooden stairs is a genius move, and I am always disappointed when he only taps his foot on it instead of just going full-on stomping. This movie would be fire if they could legitimately die while doing these stunts and just bleed all over the set. It would pair well with the first trap in the top of the list.
Are we exploring the psychopathic side of you? Jesus, who would even think about risking actors' life for a movie? I mean, of course, when it comes to people like Tom Cruise or Jackie Chan, then you are feeling pretty sure they will not crumble, but risking 2 lives for a feel-good Christmas comedy.
But no, Barry, Trump has a good point. The movie would feel more real and less cheesy that way if their lives would be at stake, and if they actually didn't know about those traps. Can you imagine the nail trap if it were not simulated at all?
I am extremely upset that only Joe gets me, but it is how it is. However, next trap is, I think it's those slippy stairs. Well, they're not that much of a trap, and Marv was insanely clumsy to fall in there, but I guess that's what the director wanted. Still, it's getting a fucking note from me, but the list just gave me an unoververse card with the next one, as it's going to the God tier. I mean, bro made a freaking flamethrower trap. It doesn't get any more metal than that.
When I was researching this phenomenal franchise, I actually found an article and they got some insider info from the set, and they found out that there was no CGI in that torch scene. They actually set Joe Pesci on fire. I don't know if he had some fire-resistant padding under that hat, but I appreciate it anyway.
Huh, an actual fun fact without any nasty catch is not something unexpected. Kudos to you, Joe, for bringing your 4 letters into this, and that's very interesting.
Don't try to spin it around in a good way, Barry. We both know he only researched that movie because the main actor is a kid. Was a kid when he starred in this movie. I think he ended up like Hunter when he became adult, but that's not here nor there, so let's just kick in the second gear and do more rankings because my hands are shaking to unwrap those bow ties.
And some extremely small hands at that. Golly, how are you going to weigh half a fucking cruise ship, yet have hands the size of my left testicle?
I don't know if that's appropriate for this channel, and that's definitely not a sentence a normal human would excruciate out of their mouth, but here you are. And it's not normal or healthy in any way, shape, or form, so you really should get that checked out because it seems like a serious cancer risk.
Nah, it can't be that. I was injecting myself with estrogen, so maybe my balls turned into boobs. Maybe the right side of my balls just didn't get the memo. Sure, it might have happened after I turned 80 and it is red. Hair follicles are falling off there and it burns whenever I touch it. And you already know Joe Dog touches it repeatedly. They don't call me Joe Dog for nothing, but no, it can't be that. I just am a big papa and I just have big balls, but literally, not figuratively.
I'm not in the mood to hear about how our 82-years-old president is injecting himself with estrogen for no apparent reason at all, and to hear how he's touching his junk all day in his goon cave, so I'll just ignore it and carry on with the list. And we instantly have a banger because goddamn, those broken ornaments are the worst. Once I stepped on a shard when I was decorating my tree, and I just straight up did the and that's why it's a no-brainer S tier. Then we have a real wishy-washy ranking ahead, because however creative some of these traps aren't, they are simply lame or stupid. The paint can one just messes me up. All they needed to do was to step aside or duck. Literally, just move. And while the next one is obvious, I wouldn't look at the doorknob before opening the door so I'd fall for it. As I was saying, it's wishy-washy because we have another dumbass idea lined up. Actually, scratch that. We have back-to-back D-tier ranking and I'm going to explain it. When Kevin got to Treehouse, Joe said that he can't run anywhere else and is bluffing the phone call and that his plan was for them to follow him. So that's exactly what they won't do. So what did Joe did 5 seconds later? He fucking followed Kevin. I swear, this was the most stupid moment I saw in this movie. But basically, the trap was to cut the rope while they were climbing to him like it was Assassin's Creed. And when Kevin executed that, they slammed straight into the house wall and then fell into the pile of snow. And then somehow Kevin escaped. But I still don't know if he jumped off that treehouse or got some secret exit, because that shit was pretty high up. Next one is a stinker, because who actually uses keyhole to peep at someone?
I do, because it's my good old reliable. Why would you change something that works perfectly fine? Sure, you can't use it when someone else is nearby because they would see you crunching near the door, but whenever Trump is taking a shower, no one is near the bathroom, so old Joey gets a free exclusive show just for him.
What the fuck? Barry, please, remind me to install a proximity sensor at White House bathroom's door when I become the president. But since we got last one to rank, I'll tell you that I fell for it multiple times. When that little shit Barron was playing with his fucking Hot Wheels, he always left it all across the room. And not only they hurt your feet, but they send you all across the room like you were on some Heelys.
Oh, come on, man. Every kid's gonna come with a couple of accidents. That's just how they are.
Barry, it was 3 fucking months ago. What's going on, you dirty, dirty animals? We found a perfect tier list for us to make.
Why is this list perfect for us? Is it because we will rank every woman here on S tier because we respect every queen in our beautiful world, just like they deserve to be respected?
No, you demented old fuck. It's because we already did a League of Legends bitches tier list, so we have experience in rating how hot each kid. Each girl, I mean hot babes. Cut this out later, editor.
I don't know if I should be impressed because of the fact that you remembered something, or if I should get concerned by your recent attitude, which does not suit you. You spend too much time gaming with Donald between videos, and it shows.
What's up, losers? Where the hoes at?
Bill, I like you, but you always come up with this attitude and you always scare women at every party because you're only 4 years younger than Joe. Don't you have a wife anyway? You shouldn't be messing around like this with other women. Monica Lewinsky should be enough controversies for a lifetime.
Don't listen to him, Bill, and grab him by the pussy.
First off, we have Anna from Frozen, and she was hot for the first 15 minutes of the movie, but then she got old and she wasn't enough for a real Bidenator like me no more.
She was 18. In what world is that old?
I prefer her sister, so let's throw her somewhere on the B or A tier.
I didn't sign up for such a sexist and misogynistic tier list, guys. Let's stop and just take a moment to appreciate your wives, your daughters, and every woman around you.
I mean, I know I had hot wives and daughters, but we're here to rank animated characters that aren't even real, so shut the fuck up, you woke LGTV, HD, RGB, HDMI, DV8, NFC, BLM, GM, Pony Soldier.
Hey, stop disrespecting. It's actually called LGBTQCAB GN4 if you like to. It's also can be LGBTQ22ZA.
I think your dentures fell out halfway through the first acronym because you haven't said a single letter from then on.
Yeah, they did, but that's not the point. The point is that Anna is presented here in her adult form, so she's going somewhere in the C tier.
She's not the best, but that isn't a C tier. It's got to be B tier, man. I'm not going lower than that.
Oh, fine. But oh man, the next one is another story. The nasty things I would do for that fish.
Oh. That's a mermaid, Joe. Mermaids aren't considered fish. And how the fuck do you manage to sexualize the only non-human thing in a mermaid?
He's right about Ariel being damn fine, though. Not gonna lie, I don't care if she's a fish or not. I'm sliding in that first chance I get.
You guys are blindsided by her boobs. The boobs are not worth the fishy troubles. And Mermaid always were depicted as the monsters that would eat sailors, so I'm gonna stay out of that.
I would go crazy for just a whiff of Belle's hair, like, oh my God, can you imagine this smell?
Yeah, she probably smells like a dirty beast dick. You go and smell that wrecked pussy while I put her in the C tier and go straight for that French shoddy Colette.
You don't want that, Lil Bro. These French hoes don't shave down there. It's a disaster. And I feel just like in the 1970s.
Oh man, I planned to just put her somewhere mid, but now that you mentioned that she became a straight up S tier.
Christ almighty.
Omega Ultra Smash. I'm not even going to listen to your sorry asses thrash talking Elastigirl. If any of y'all motherfuckers want to try me, then just know that I have multiple drone strikes at my disposal right now.
What happened to your morals? And if you think anyone would put Elastigirl anywhere below S, you're a real nut job, Barack. Last time, Bill even told us about the fact that she literally grew thicker in the second movie.
I don't agree with that, but I can pass you guys one ranking. I pass every single bill that Kamala hands me, so I'm pretty used to it by now.
Of course you do. Now here comes Elsa, and I believe she should one-up her sister and nothing else. So let's put her up in I tier. And we got another Pixar MILF on our hands. Aunt Cass have two huge arguments for why she deserves S tier, and I won't try to fight them because I'd rather to motorboat them.
Disgusting ass motherfucker.
So next one is Jessie, and she's a type of girl for Bill, and she's a freaking toy. And I refuse to sleep with something artificial until AI robots will hop in my bed. Now I'm not a fucking furry, so this rabbit ain't going anywhere else than D tier.
I agree. D for dicking her down, of course. Now for the Merida. I may be Irish, but I'm not stupid, and I acknowledge that these ginger creatures aren't human, and they are actually an outcome of a genetic mutations, and you can see it in their soulless eyes, so I won't fall for it and just throw her somewhere down there. I don't even give a fuck.
Great. Since we're going to get canceled after this video, I will rank some of them too. So the Moana is a brave, kind, smart, and beautiful girl from somewhere in the Polynesia archipelago, so that hits close to home. And I'll put her on the A tier, because S tier is reserved for the absolute elite only.
Oh man, hell yeah, I would take ball torture to put my pipe in Miss Potts' pipe.
My dong too fat for that, but now, with Nal, I'm not unequivocally identified within the cultural subset, typically characterized as furry, yet paradoxically I possess an aspect of affinity or resonance with said subset, thereby manifesting a nuanced and complex relationship with the furry community. And those damn fuck me eyes, Nala, are giving in this photo. Make me want to act up and buy a ticket to Africa right now.
She's not even a furry. She's a whole-ass lion that doesn't possess humanoid body. You're just admitting that you would commit bestiality.
Oh man, Rapunzel is definitely my type. I would do her all day.
Just the fact that this disgusting statement is the nicest thing I heard for the past few minutes says a lot about this channel. And why the fuck is there a car in this tier list?
Don't lie to yourself, Barry. You wanted to do Sally since the first time you saw her in Cars, didn't you? I can't even blame a brother. Everyone wanted a piece of that.
You know what? I can't do this anymore. I'm leaving. I'm just going to take someone to replace me here.
All right, gather round, fellow aficionados of animated greatness. Let's dive into the scientific endeavor of ranking Pixar characters with the meticulous precision of a particle physicist dissecting quarks. Starting with Elastigirl from The Incredibles, she's undeniably an S-tier superhero, balancing her family life with her crime-fighting duties with unmatched finesse. Belle from Beauty and the Beast earns an A-tier ranking for her intelligence, bravery, and unwavering love for her enchanted friends and the Beast.
I'm
Colette
leaving.
Tattoo from Ratatouille lands solidly in the B tier for her culinary prowess and no-nonsense attitude, adding depth to Gusteau's kitchen. Ariel from The Little Mermaid makes a splash in the A tier with her curiosity, courage, and timeless appeal as a Disney princess. Elsa from Frozen freezes the competition with an S-tier ranking, her icy powers and emotional journey making her a powerhouse character in the Disney canon. Anna from Frozen slides into the A tier with her optimism, determination, and heartwarming journey of sisterly love and self-discovery. Lastly, Aunt Cass from Big Hero 6 Inches brings warmth and humor to the table, earning a respectable B-tier ranking for her supportive role in Hero's life.
All right, that's enough for me.
Very appreciated input, Benjamin. First up, we have Jessie from Toy Story, whose journey from abandoned toy to beloved member of Andy's toy family earns her a solid spot in the A tier. Her depth of character and emotional arc resonate deeply with audiences, solidifying her status as a fan favorite. Judy Hopps, the determined bunny cop from Zootopia, strides confidently into the A tier with her groundbreaking role as a protagonist challenging societal norms. Her tenacity, wit, and dedication to justice elevate her to icon status within the animation realm. Merida from Brave earns a respectable B-tier ranking for her spirited independence and the themes of family and tradition explored in her story. While her character arc is compelling, it may not reach the same level of complexity as those in the A tier. Moana sails into the A tier with her captivating journey of self-discovery, cultural exploration, and leadership. Her bravery, determination, and connection to her Polynesian heritage make her a standout heroine in the pantheon of Disney characters. Mrs. Potts, the comforting teapot from Beauty and the Beast, finds herself nestled in the B tier for her nurturing presence and role in the Enchanted Castle. While she offers sage advice and warmth to the other characters, her impact may not be as pronounced as those in higher tiers. Nala from The Lion King prowls into the B tier with her regal presence and loyalty to her pride. While she serves as a supportive ally to Simba,
Her character development and screen time may not be as extensive as those in the A tier. Rapunzel, the long-haired adventurer from Tangled, shines brightly in the A tier for her compelling journey of self-discovery, infectious optimism, and memorable rapport with Flynn Rider. Her spirited personality and sense of adventure make her a joy to watch on screen. Lastly, Sally from the Cars franchise cruises into the C tier for her role as Lightning McQueen's love interest and voice of reason in Radiator Springs. While she adds charm to the ensemble cast, her character depth may not reach the same level as those in higher tiers.
What's good? We are back again with a fresh tier list, and since I have played most of this franchise, I'm going to go ahead and rank all of them today, but I want to point out that this list should have featured Need for Speed Carbon, but whatever. First one is going to the poor tier, and reason for that is that the driving model is fun, but other than that, this game is all around trash. You see, graphics are very generic, storyline was generated by a computer in 2 seconds, most missions are very boring, and I won't even get into how the whole game is based on a gambling system.
Now hold up there for a second, Barry. I didn't play this game, but now that you mention it's gambling game, I think I'm going to give it a go. Does it also feature a drinking option? If I can get drunk, drive, and gamble at the same time at this game, then it would be contender for the best game of all time.
No, Joe, it does not. But instead of playing Payback, I'd recommend you Hot Pursuit 2. This game looked beautiful at the time, locations were very diverse, and you can see the effort developers put into making them. You can, of course, also play as a cop. That's basically the selling point of this game, but I had a great time playing it. I would put it in the very good tier.
What? You sucked off this game. You even did the signature Barry technique where you tapped the nuts at the time of climax and didn't put it in the best tier.
Okay, that's some seriously gross way to say that I praise the game, but everyone who played this game knows that it's a great game, but it's missing something to merit top tier. And now we have clone games like Rivals, felt like some DLC map for Hot Pursuit with open world and better multiplayer mode. However, I must say that after a couple of hours, I just got bored in Rivals, and I put in over 70 hours in Hot Pursuit, so that must mean a lot if I put in that much time in a single game.
70 hours? Me and Donald played over 100 hours of Rocket League past month alone.
Because you two are some real basement dwellers and you don't touch grass, and I game with moderation because playing too much games is unhealthy.
Okay, pussy, if you can't handle some pixels on the screen, then I'd say you have some bigger problems than playing too much.
Okay, dude. Rivals is average and Hot Pursuit is going to the top tier. Now, I know people were going to say that it should go lower, but I quite frankly don't care. Now we have, what is that, Need for Speed? No Limits. I don't think I am familiar with this game.
Okay, dude, you need to really grow up and see the real gaming world outside of your small, exclusive circle. I have one day stumbled upon this masterpiece while looking for games to play on my Razer gaming phone, and I have been playing it ever since. It's actually free to play, so you all should download it right now, and you viewers too. It also has gambling-based system, and you have microtransactions, so if you really don't think about it, it's just like a mini casino all in your pocket.
Okay, dude, I played this game for a bit when I was sick and laying in my bed and couldn't move my ass, so I had to play those shit mobile games, and every race in this game is like 30 seconds long. Like, why would you bother to even jump into the race if it ends after 30 seconds? So you basically have no chance to win it if you're somewhere in the end tail, and police chases are so scripted that it actually hurts my eyes, and gambling system might sound enticing, but it's just some lousy blueprint collecting game to unlock more cars so you can spend 30 seconds racing another car. Barry, just put that shit in the worst tier possible. We already gave it too much screen time.
Damn, okay, it sounds pretty bad, so I'll listen to you since you actually played it. Unlike me, I played the Criterion's Most Wanted, and I never knew why they named it Most Wanted. Like, you cannot title a game like that and then be surprised when people expect you to make a sequel or remake of the original game. But if you didn't expect nothing like that, then that game is simply lovely. I mean, sure, it's basically Burnout Paradise with a Need for Speed stamp on it, but it just works, and works way better than that Burnout game. Easy S tier.
You already know that Don respects the art of the deal. Hell, if you rip off someone's whole shtick, manage to blatantly just brand it with your own brand, profit, and not get sued, then you earn the respect of dominating Donald.
I mean, the people who made it are the same guys who made Burnout Paradise, so that was their safe space, but they did that one time only because I feel like it would get old quickly and kill off the series if they kept it up.
I mean, they did kill the series off anyway. Like, I haven't played No Need for Speed since Heat came out.
Okay, only one game came out after Heat so far, so it doesn't actually sound as bad as you think it does, but you should give Unbound a chance. It has a great style and all, but it's the last game on the list, so I'll get more descriptive when we'll get there. For now, we have World to Rank, and this was around the time when EA had some weird fetish to release multiple free-to-play games where you had to buy a shitton of things and grind for hours on end to get anything, and it was all discontinued like 2 years later. But yeah, it was a racing MMO game, and yeah, it does sound stupid and it wasn't really good, but since people grew up with that game, they are now reminiscing about it. But to be all honest, it doesn't deserve anything more than average tier, and it goes that high only because social interactions, chat, and all online features were better than in any other Need for Speed game to this date.
Okay, but oh man, now this is the big hitter. We quite literally have the main game right now. It's called freaking Need for Speed.
If anything, that only makes me like the game less. If developers are so fucking lazy to not bother even thinking of a fitting title so they get rid of it all, then they should not release a game this year and just have a longer break between games.
You're so real on this, Trump. I would prefer a 5-year break for a good-ass game instead of getting half-finished product every 2 years or just the same slop with a different map. But title aside, this game actually plays really well. It looks really great for a 2016 game, has fun driving physics, and everything works perfectly. And the story is not as bad as I originally thought it would be. It's clearly an attempt to return to the underground era since it doesn't feature daytime at all. It's always at least a bit rainy, and you have fine open world where you have hills to drift on, slums to drive in, and LA downtown in distance looks pretty cool. I'm honestly gonna put it in the very good tier.
This game is in LA? Yeah, okay, miss me with that. I ain't gonna play this bullshit anymore. Oh, and put the next game in the Instant S tier. We don't really need explaining, so keep the yapping to the minimum, Obama.
There's a lot I could say about why I'm putting Most Wanted in S tier, but since this is the best-selling Need for Speed game of all time, I'm actually gonna do what Donnie said and don't say anything more. And how do you guys feel about Pro Street? I didn't really play much of it because it was around the time when I was campaigning and really focusing on it.
Oh man, I used to play this on my PSP all the time. It was like Forza Horizon before Forza Horizon with the entire festival vibe.
Okay, so where would you place it?
I don't know, maybe in poor for Pro Street?
Damn it, Joe. Due to me not playing the game, I'll place it where Joe says, even though he said he liked the game, and next two are instant God tier. Both these games had amazing soundtracks and had the best car customization out of all the racing games, and gameplay was just perfect. 10 out of 10 titles.
You really seem like you're riding on that underground dick, don't you? Now put Heat in the best tier. Miami boys voted for me, and I have one of my best golf clubs there, so I fly there every other week to tee off.
Just because someone voted for you isn't a reason to put the game in that location in best tier. If a game would be set in Chicago and would be crappy, then I wouldn't say this game is great. If it's bad, then it's bad. Heat is average at best.
Okay, I didn't know you were gonna troll this entire list, my bad dude.
I am not trolling the list. Heat just isn't a good game. And as for Hot Pursuit Remastered, it gets the worst tier. Hot Pursuit is great, but what remaster worsens the graphics? I swear, I even watched the comparison on YouTube, and you can clearly see the things that are worse in fidelity, like road textures. Only thing they actually upgraded are some random background things like trees now have more details, and for those couple assets, they charged you $40 at launch. Only thing slightly good about it is that they gave it out for free in Amazon Prime, so people who didn't have a PS3 laying in the attic had the way to play it now.
I don't know, the entire Hot Pursuit series are weird. Who wants to be a fucking loser cop who only a mother could love? Those bitches are always salty and ask for your documents when you rev your engine a bit because they get hurt that your drive can go faster than their Honda fucking Prius that has a wheel falling off every 10 miles.
Hey man, Honda Prius hate will not be tolerated in this channel. I drive it every day and it never failed me after running some people over, so it's certified by Joe Dog.
What?
And for the last rating, Unbound goes to average tier actually. It has great visuals, amazing soundtrack from all around the world, but it should just lackluster in gameplay. And ASAP Rocky was just there for no reason at all, like he was the face of this game, but if you removed him from the gameplay, the game wouldn't change one bit. It was really dumb. Because when I seen this advertising, I actually thought he would be a big part of the game.
ASAP Rocky. Oh, is that the dude that helped John Cena win the UFC Championship title last week at Hulkamania? Oh yeah, I absolutely loved it, but I enjoyed Logan Paul winning earlier more, and that's why I paid $15,000 to be in attendance that night. I also wanted to go to the Trump's casino after, but I sadly couldn't find that, so I just went to the first one I found, and the janitor was sweeping the money that night.
You're fucking dumb, Joe.
Yeah. So, with that note, I'm just going to thank OMG, its Birdman Archive, and our newest member, Zuber Sandvich, for staying in Obamacare membership.
What? Who the fuck wants to support your demi-ass cause?
Stop it, Donald!
Fine. And shout out to Rowlett1330.
And to Jacob Bowling, my second favorite Jacob, right after Glenn Jacobs.
Who the hell is that?
I might have been staying silent the entire video, but I'm still going to shout out K31 owner.
Where the fuck did you came from?
What's going on, you darn whippersnappers? Today we got a tier list of some weird colored candy and Obama's favorite vegetable, water polo.
There are so many things wrong with this sentence that I'm not even going to begin deconstructing it. So we prepared a fruit tier list for you guys, and now I recognize how stupid of an idea it is. Joe doesn't know what the hell is a fruit, and Donald never had any fruit in his whole life.
I'll have you know that I had many fruits in my life, all of them to be exact.
And we can clearly see it, you fat blob.
Shut the hell up, Joe. Like I was saying, I had all the fruits in the past, and the first up is, I don't remember apples being green. What the hell is this fake news? All the apples I eat from McDonald's are red. This fake apple is going into F tier for fake news and red apple into C tier. It's sweet, but it's not that good, and it always makes my gums swell up for some reason.
Green apples have been here like forever. And why are you even making this tier list if you're allergic to freaking apples? But you get them from McDonald's. So they are not a real fruit, or they are sprayed with so many chemicals that they cause some allergic reaction from your gums. Maybe you should try some actual apples from a local apple orchard to see if fruit is the problem.
I refuse to believe you for a second that McDonald's would go out their way to poison their #1 client. Apples are a poisonous fruit, but they are sweet, so it could have been worse. But apricot isn't worse. True, the thing in the middle is annoying, but it's such a soft and sweet fruit that it can't go lower than B tier if it weren't for this middle thing.
What the hell is an apricot? Is this some millennial slang?
B tier, it is for apricot. Now, before Trump managed to make any jokes about me and bananas, I just want to say how tasty and universal they are. You can chop them up in your muesli, you can make smoothies with them, eat dried banana slices, and most commonly just eat them out the peel. They also have a lot of potassium, so they make your joints stronger. That's why you see tennis players always eating those in breaks. All for all, I don't see bananas anywhere below the highest tier. As for blueberries, they are just okay for what they are, but nothing extra. B tier is the max I can give. But coconuts are my jam. They are straight up bussin'.
Back when I was at the island, I remember that I used to slurp these coconuts all day. Coconut juice is goated, but it's hairier than Monica Lou.
No, I am not hearing you out, Bill. Let's just get back to the subject. Coconuts are good, but they're not comfortable in their base form, so that's I tier. Now cherries, Obama should rate them because he clearly knows a lot about cherries considering that he has a husband.
Now, why in the world is my wife catching strays? How you always manage to transform such a casual subject, like a fruit discussion, into talking how my wife is a man. It feels like you have some sick kind of obsession over her, and I am not comfortable with it at all. But I will rate cherries indeed. And man, I hate when you have a small bite-sized fruit. That is delicious. And there is always a seed inside, like in grapes, for example. Cherries are solid, but I feel like they're better when you make something cherry flavored, because there is something off about eating bland cherries. And I don't have a clue why is that, so it's going somewhere in B tier.
Oh man, there's a grapefruit coming right up next. You know how I like things young, right? So yeah, grapefruits are basically like people. They are sad and bitter when old, just like Donald, and they are sweet, tasty, and juicy when they are young.
What did you just call me?
Joe has a point. Grapefruits are known for being bitter and bad fruit, but they are actually one of the best tasting citrus fruit out there. When you get those young green grapefruits, especially this type with white insides, then you get one of the best taste experiences possible. I once got myself a whole basket of these things, and I eaten all of it in one sitting high off the Zaza watching the roast of Donald Trump.
It's absolute top tier, just like the next fruit. These little suckers are packed with sugar and juice, and they are also used to produce wine, which we all know Barry likes. Bro is definitely the wine dad type of guy. And they are also good for bowel cleaning, because we all know what happens when you eat too much grapes at a time.
Am I wrong for liking wine, though? I can appreciate a fine-tasting wine instead of chugging a Bud Light. Sue me. Kiwis are next in line, and when you get that perfect kiwi, which is not too soft but not too hard either, just perfect for scooping it with a spoon, you are in for a treat. But it's a pain in the ass to eat. without anything. And you need to find a perfect kiwi for that, so that's a B tier. For the next two sour treats, you have to respect them and give them tier that they deserve, which is S tier. They are both great for different things, and while lemon is great for tea and some cocktails, you damn know that lime got you covered from the other side, providing that fresher, mintier, bitter taste that pairs well with plain water and harder liquor like vodka. Another great fruit I'm going to rate is mango. And you know that your boy Barry likes himself some exotic fruits. And it's the same for mango. It have no flaws. It's perfect when juiced, it's perfect on its own, and it's perfect for any dishes or smoothies. This can't go anywhere else but to S tier.
I'm throwing orange in the absolute thrash bottom of D tier because the D stands for Donald, and this orange reminds me of him a lot.
Shut the hell up, Joey. I know you ain't talking because you look like a drained and dried up pickle that was standing in the scorching hot sun for 2 weeks straight, and you stink like a radioactive onion that's been thrashed into various garbage bins and gone through multiple digestive systems. But I ain't here to roast you, but to rate some fruits. And you know how I like peaches. I get and eat them daily. But as for the fruit, it's unique with its texture. But it's not anything that will make you come as long as you talk of the fruit. So a tier is where this fruit belongs. Pears just look like a bunch of dumbasses, and it's basically a glorified apple that goes bad quicker. So I don't fuck with this off-brand apple, F tier, along with this dumbass fake news green apple. Pineapples, on the other hand, are great, and Melania can approve that. Don't get scared by the apple in the name because I don't have a single clue why it's there. Some dumbasses put it on pizza though, and it's just not good. The sweetness of the pineapple clashes with the savory sauce and cheese, and it just doesn't taste right. Plus, pineapple is a tropical fruit, and pizza is an Italian dish. It just doesn't make any sense to put pineapple on pizza. It's a disaster, I tell you. A total disaster. And besides, real pizza lovers know that the only topping that Big Papa Don can approve of are the traditional ones like pepperoni and sausage. Pineapple has no place on pizza. It's just disgusting and not acceptable.
You can't do it. It's disgusting.
Putting your whole ass palm aside, I would put raspberries and a tier and strawberries in S tier respectfully. Raspberries are really small, and you don't have to do anything other than to wash them in order to eat them. But when you get a bite of strawberry covered in warm chocolate straight from the chocolate fountain at some Beaujolais party, you just get teleported into some divine-ass fourth dimension and stay there for solid 20 seconds.
Tangerine also reminds me of Donald too much, so put it next to his other twin.
Now, when I look at raisins, I come to the realization that it basically looks like Joe's teeth. Just some deformed, near black, dried up hamster poop looking motherfuckers. But I guess it makes sense as old people seem to just love raisins. I don't know why these fossils do, but it is what it is. And guess what? The list is over. Look, if you aren't subscribed to us and you stayed for so long, why in the God's name are you still not subscribed? We have over 50 various videos for you to enjoy, so check out the binge watch playlist in the description so you can watch us for hours. There are also a few other tier lists you can check out on our channel, and that's basically it. See you next time, you poor people of America. I'm coming to save you in November.
I can't believe that you forgot about Obama's favorite fruit. Hey, Barry, where do you place water polo?
It's fucking watermelon Joe. Get it in your closed head doofus. But I don't want to talk about it. You just know that it deserves S tier, and you don't need explanation for it. It's a gift from God.
Howdy, partners. I bring to you the Women of League of Legends tier list by hotness. Let's get straight into it.
You're really feeling YouTube-like today, huh?
Kinda. I just feel like this would attract new people and horny nerds to our channel.
Do you guys even play League of Legends?
My brother in Christ. Even Joe would remember what League of Legends is. There is not a single person on this planet that hasn't played League of Legends.
Joel, do you by any chance maybe main Annie?
What? No, I meant Zoe.
Bro, I don't even know which is worse, to be honest.
Technically speaking, Zoe is 5,000 years old, so it makes it a bit better for Joe, I guess.
Finally, he found someone his age.
Donald, we are almost same age. You were born only 4 years after me.
Let's stop arguing and start the list. First up is Ari, absolute top of the tiers for me.
She literally sucked your soul out in the lore, so that's absolute top for me too.
I agree with you guys.
She's literally a fox that's morphs into seductive woman. Isn't this considered a furry? I put her at the bottom of the list for that.
Joke's on you, Joseph. You are not ruining this tier list today. Put her into top 3 tier. And the next one is a Kali, waifu tier.
Yeah, I would smash the hell out of a Kali. Waifu tier.
I don't really like her. That's a nice tier.
You guys are looking too short. If she was so hot, then why she covers up her face with mask all the time? I'll put her into okay tier because I can't see half of her face.
You actually make a good point, Joe. Math still shows that she should go into semi-waifu's tier, though. Anivia is a literal iceberg, so I will not hear out Joe, and I will definitely not hear out Joe rambling about Annie either. But Ash, on the other hand, is in attractive tier.
Why are you breathing so much? Manchel punched you in the lungs too hard? Anyway, if Ash would not be covered up so much, I would put her above attractive tier. But she is not.
I'll go with nice tier again. She's just not in my type.
She's definitely not hot. If she was, then she wouldn't be in the Freglord tier for me.
That might single-handedly be the stupidest thing you ever said, Joe. And also, that shit take took Ash down a tier, straight into nice tier.
Never mind then. But now, there's someone in my type. Caitlyn is the best one on this list, for real. For real. No cappuccino.
George and his fucking obsession with cowgirls. Caitlyn seems too young on her cheeks for me. Nice tier.
I would definitely eat her cupcake. Possible waifu's tier.
You are gross, Donald.
Caitlyn seems to be in her 20s. She is too old for my liking. Tier.
That works out for attractive tier. For Camille, I would give her attractive tier.
Of course you like a strong, tall women. For me, it's tier.
I'm sure Caitlyn is stronger, but I am damn sure that she's also hotter than Camille. Okay, tier.
What the fuck?
Yeah, she isn't a very attractive person. She's going straight into okay tier.
Nice tier it is then. For Cassiopeia, I throw her into nice tier and no fucking higher.
She doesn't even have human lower body. Her big badonkas are the only thing keeping her in nice tier.
Yeah, right. Her head work must be terrible since she has such huge fucking teeth, and they are venom stingers too, by the way. Tier.
And would you look at this airport of a forehead? Also, this fucking moon tattoo just turns me off tier.
You must be off the mollies, right? Diana's next in queue.
Oh, right. But nah, I still think the same of both of them. Throw them in tier.
Snake lands in Matt here. Now, what are we thinking of this avatar lying looking at?
At least she's human, but Melania is still 3 times more hotter. Attractive tier works for me.
I don't fuck with long blonde ponytail, to be honest, and she looks dominant, so that's another con. I wouldn't put her higher than nice tier.
She is attractive, so your and Joe's takes are fucking stupid. But because of you both, she is going into nice tier.
Why did the chicken cross the road? I don't know. Yes, so I don't know why did the chicken cross the road, but I sure damn know that Elise is hot as fuck. Waifu's tier.
That was worst fucking segue idea, combined with worst possible execution. Real Joe style, right here. But I agree that Elise should go into waifu's tier.
As much as I would like to not agree with you, I just simply can't lie to my country.
You mean Kenya?
Oh, fuck you fucking loser.
So once we are done with your childish behavior, we can just smack Elise into attractive tier and go straight to Evelyn, which is top of the tier without any fucking argument, and Fiora, which is waifu tier, of course.
Ouais, bien sûr, je ne parle pas français, mais je peux, c'est sûr, tiens les scènes.
I'm going to go with a wild guess that it was your broken attempt at French, and you want to put her into waifu tier just because she is European. I want to go with possible waifu tier.
I'm not sure. She looks a tad too old for Papa Joe. Tier.
You're absolutely fucking gross. Plus, you let Fiora down into the abyss of semi-waifu's tier. And I know for a fact that you and Barack would bark for Eloy. So she is going furthest down. That I can put her because she is atrocious. Now for Aurelia, I would put her into semi-waifu's tier. And don't even think about trolling this one, guys.
What? Ilya's waifu's tier.
She is simply just not that hot, Joe. I'll go with Donald and assign her to semi-waifu's tier.
I guess she's okay.
Oh, hell no, nigga. You ain't putting Aurelia in okay tier? She is going into semi-waifu's tier regardless.
Jesus Christ, Barry, it was just my opinion.
You can't continue with Barack like this, and see you guys in part 2.
What's up, my sweet chocolate chips? I brought you...
Whoa, what the hell was that? Did your demented ass just called us your chocolate chips?
Now you're just imagining that, you goofball.
One day you're going to fall asleep, and I will come over while you are sleeping and make sure that this sleep of yours will never end.
Is that really how we want to start this video?
Okay, so Barry found a cartoon tier list, and since no one knows his cartoons like Joe Dog does, I will be the one ranking them. And as you can see, there are some from the 90s and some modern ones, but I actually don't know if any of them is still getting produced because I recently been binge-watching hentai shows exclusively.
Recently? So like what, 2 weeks ago?
5 years.
Yep, wouldn't expect anything less.
Dude, if you don't watch those shows religiously, you are missing a shit ton of amazing plot. I'm telling you, MCU doesn't hold a candle to imagination of those writers. There once been a show where two young boys...
Nope. We're not going to get started on your sick fantasies, Joe. Get a move on this list and just start it already without dropping in any weird comments.
Fine, but just know that you are missing out on... but what you aren't missing out on is our first show, and that is Steven Universe. All I could focus on during this show is that one jiggy, shoddy thighs, because those ones could probably shatter my skull without any struggle, and I guess she's alien or some other witch, so she's probably even stronger. But yeah, I don't know much about the plot at all, and I put it in C tier because it's kind of boring when she is off screen.
I'm beginning to think that giving you this list was a mistake.
You just now realize it? Dude, giving him any tier list at all is a mistake. But it's kind of funny to see you get mad and offended.
Don't worry, guys, because the real tier list starts now. Ed, and Eddie was actually a goated show, and there is so much we can say here about how the Jawbreakers addiction those guys had was probably a metaphor for the crack cocaine epidemic that was preying on young people in the poor neighborhoods, but it was like the funniest shit ever back in the day. It's the first S tier, and now thinking about it, it's a frickin' triple S tier, because nothing can beat some Courage the Cowardly Dog and Gumball, and I'll tell you why. So you basically all know about that episode with that cursed-ass King Ramses that just menacingly stands there in the wind, right? Yeah, and some people call that scary, but now hear me out. And if you're a bitch that can't handle scary-looking figures, or if you are falling asleep to this video, then close your eyes or look away for like 15 seconds because I'm gonna show the actual scariest entity in that show, and it's that fucking face.
Dude, why the hell did you do that? I was about to go to sleep after this video.
I usually read horror books before bedtime, and I was never this scared before, and now I'm pretty positive that this shit will haunt me the next time I go to bed.
Who the fuck reads books in 2025? Yeah, never mind, you actually deserve that nightmare.
Yeah, so you can actually open your eyes now because that face is off the screen already, and I could bring up like 10 of those scariest monsters, but I think this one is enough to seal the deal for anyone who is undecided. You don't know shit about scary horror if you didn't watch Courage the Cowardly Dog, and Gumball just has that something in it. It's basically some random stuff put together in different animation styles, and the plot is also some random stuff that the writers probably hallucinated about after Joe Rogan passed them some of that DMT on him, and this shit just bangs.
Joe, you said it's a triple S tier, but why wouldn't you make it 4 and put Ben 10 in there? I can't think of a single flaw about this cartoon, and it was always cool. Like, everybody watched it and liked this. I remember when I had to buy my daughters an Omnitrix that had a little tank, and you could spray someone with water with it back when Ben 10 was still big and TV was actually relevant.
Okay, but now hear me out, Barry, and answer me this one question. Do you remember any episode, like literally some random episode from the top of your head?
No, I don't, because I didn't actually watch it personally. You know, when Ben 10 came out, I was grown-ass, 40-year-old man already. So you're asking the wrong guy here.
Dude, I also thought of putting Ben 10 in S tier, but then I came to the realization that I can't think about a single episode plot.
Yeah, but that isn't the show's fault, it's just your dementia acting up.
No, you don't seem to understand. I am literally a goat when it comes to cartoons, and I remember nearly everything about them, but in this specific case, I can't remember shit. Now thinking about it, I can think about this one frisky episode where Ben and Gwen... Yeah, never mind, I don't think it's canon.
I just quiver in fear when I think, what the fuck did you watch? And I am not even going to talk about how animating that is. Probably illegal considering what age those characters are, but just go to the next one for the love of everything, Joe.
So next up is the regular show, and oh boy, let me tell you that it wasn't no damn regular show. It was basically the cool kids show back in the day, and everyone who was cool was sitting before the TV watching it every day. It also had some freaky jokes and even had an ass shot for that red bird baddie, or should I say birdie? Ha 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 ha.
Mordecai, thanks for helping me with the website.
No problem.
You are absolutely revolting, Joe. You are turning every single show on the list into something sexual, and those are kids' shows.
Okay, but for the regular show, he's valid because that cartoon was always one curse word away from being an Adult Swim show.
I really recommend every single one of you to rewatch it on some streaming website or on some funny sites that stream it for free, but you haven't heard it from me if someone asks you, oh yeah, and it's S tier, of course. As for the Teen Titans Go, I thought about giving it S tier for the name alone, but I realized it's this revamped version of the original show, which isn't even on the list for some weird reason. And the original cartoon would definitely get S tier and no one would argue about it, but this one is less interesting and I don't think it's even canon in DC Universe, and I think it actually replaced OG shows, so for killing off that great cartoon, it's a fucking D tier and I don't even want to hear it.
Now we got a solid streak of bangers, so watch your ratings from now on.
Barry, please take it personally, but you are about as menacing as a person without legs chasing you in a sprint race.
Don't worry, because Adventure Time, Dexter's Laboratory, Powerpuff Girls, and Looney Tunes are all S tier. Adventure Time doesn't need explanation. Dexter had a fine mom, Powerpuff Girls, I would love to—
Stop it, you old maniac. I'm beginning to think that this ranking would legitimately be better if you stopped giving reasons for rankings, but we're just ranking them without giving any comments about them.
Nah, audience wants Papa Joey to cook, so cook I will. Looney Tunes can go into S tier for the legacy alone. I mean, where would we be right now if it weren't for them classics, right?
Wait, hold up. So you aren't putting Flapjack in S tier? What the hell, dude? It's like the most crazy and disgusting show ever, and I like how it was so much more gray than any other cartoon out there.
It's A tier because I agree that it was funny and disgusting, but I just got scared whenever it broadcasted because it had that eerie factor and it had some really scary close-ups and my entire day would be ruined after that.
So it's not S tier because you're a bitch? Okay, got it.
Technically, shows intended for kids shouldn't be too scary, so it's a valid reason. But we did put Courage the Cowardly Dog in the S tier before, so I just don't know anymore, dude.
And it's a double whammy right there because Scooby-Doo is a certified Joe Dog multi-platinum diamond AAA rated hood classic. Like it's a goddamn staple of cartoons, and so is SpongeBob, and I have so much to say about SpongeBob and Sandy Cheeks, but Barry would get mad at me, so I'll leave it.
Great going, shithead. You just suppressed Joe into being a bootlicker with no insight.
Since when is fantasizing about a sea squirrel an insight?
Man, I didn't even say anything this time, and Mom and Dad are still fighting.
No, Joe. Barack is your mommy, but I am more like that rich, cool friend who bully you every day, but you just somehow stick to them for some unknown reason.
What the hell is even going on at this point?
So back to the ranking, Fairly Odd Parents is good show, but I always imagined how cool would it be to have them do everything you wish for. Like, I would go absolutely buck wild on Tooth Fairy. Did you see her hips? I mean, her hips definitely don't lie.
Joe, if I hear you fantasizing about cartoon characters one more time, I'm gonna take away your internet privileges for a month.
Okay, but please don't shout at me, Mom. In conclusion, Fairly Odd Parents is B tier, but I suddenly can't give my reasons because suddenly this very free country doesn't even let me use First Amendment. But whatever, I assume we are talking about the penguins from Madagascar show, even though this is a movie poster and this show was very solid, but animation sucked donkey balls. Like even for its time, it was bad quality, but in return, they did put out tons of episodes, so it's a good trade for me. It had a good variety of topics and characters, so even though 99% of it happened just in the Central Park alone, it still managed to do something new each time, so ultimately it's a very underrated show that deserves A tier. Now, Samurai Jack is a really interesting show because it turned from being a cool kids show to being an Adult Swim show in the final season. It's a good show, but it doesn't have that fun factor for me. C tier.
What the hell, Joe? This was literally anime if it was good. It had kick-ass main character and fights, and since it's American, it doesn't have those stupid-ass squint-eyes voice actors moaning between every other word.
I can't believe it, but I think you just one-upped yourself, and this was the most offensive comment you made on this channel to date somehow.
Let's not give too much time to this piece of mid and focus on Rest 3 shows. Gravity Falls was one of the best modern cartoons, and it had really deep lore, and it's a good watch for every age, but when you're a grown-up, you will appreciate how good it is, so S tier. For Kick Buttowski, it was a worse Tony Hawk wannabe, so it's a C tier, as it was still enjoyable. And for Phineas and Ferb, which is, by the way, a stupid-ass name. Like, imagine being called a Ferb. I would rather off myself than be called Ferb, but anyway, what I'm trying to say is, there's 104 days of summer vacation, and school comes along just to end it. So the annual problem for our generation is finding a good way to spend it.
I used to think this theme was cool, but then I heard you sing it, and now I hate it. Thanks for ruining yet another thing for me, Joe.
Whatever, dude. Phineas and Ferb deserve a tier for their wacky adventures and being so damn smart. But not gonna lie, every now and then I put on the love handle on a barbecue summertime and not one member of my family notices that it's a cartoon band, so it's a sign that they are legit slappers. But Yeah, I want to shout out Jacob Bowling because he recently joined my Secret Service and I fuck with him heavily.
And I want to usually shout out my homeboy who is real OG and is a supporter for a couple of months already, and that is OMG, it's Birdman Archive, so keep it, bro. You're no alone with those badges, so by consistency, you will be able to stand out.
What's up, bitches? It's George Bush in the house, and I came here to shout out K31 owner because I just got message that this guy just started being a member of my tier, and I really appreciate it since I don't star here every episode like those three casuals do, so that's really something special. Now thinking about it, you guys should add a tier for Bill too to show my buddy some respect and to let some viewers show him some respect. What I find funny is that no one in this list is supporting Donald.
Yeah, who would have thought that no one would choose a $10 option when you have $2, $5, and $8 option, right? Besides...
Wait, my option is $8? Holy cow. Now that is even more impressive. You guys should really feature me more often. People just love that Texas folk vibe.
I'm a very smart businessman, and if you will prove to be financially beneficial to me, I will consider it. Now get lost and bring out the outro. Oh, and we will eventually add the Bills level. But we will need to talk with him about the name and price tag. And I'm pretty sure I know what the price tag will be, but I don't know what name this tier will have.
What's up, everyone? Today we're doing a list that I quite frankly find weird because it's a bald people tier list. Yeah, and our friends here, Joe, Donald, and George, choose me to do this list because I am supposedly the closest to bald head you can get, but we all know Joe got a hair transplant and Donald wears a toupee, but whatever. It might be even good that it's me since I will be the least offensive person of the group when it comes to rating people in any way, shape, or form.
Put some respect on the Don's name, and I already proved that it's not a toupee years ago on that libtard Jimmy Fallon show. I just take care of my hair so much that it looks too perfect and you think it's fake. I prefer to keep it tidy and perfect, unlike Joe, who basically never washed his hair past the age of 9 or something like that.
My old eyes ain't what they used to be, but I did not see a slightest bit of your hairline in that video. It actually seems like these hair are floating above your scalp. What the hell?
Trump's questionable hairline aside, let's actually start the ranking of some celebrities who don't fool themselves and just take it like a man and shave it all off. And first one is Tony Fantano, and I remember that this guy used to be serious critic, and his reviews were kind of the general public view, but when he gave My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy a decent 6 out of 10, and Beyonce's country album 8 out of 10, that's when I lost my shit. He can't truly hope for anything better than a D tier from me, and he's possibly the worst bald person from this list. But we need to wait for some more ratings to see if that's true.
Okay, man, but look at it that way, she's hot.
Nah, she doesn't hold a candle to your bunda. She would need to combine the force of Nicki Minaj and Cardi B to maybe fuse something like your thick ass.
Joe, I didn't come in here to hear some old fart drool over my butt, so go and get some fucking help. But like I said, she's hot, so that kind of validates the rating. You can believe me that I would go for a Beyonce cowgirl, if you know what I mean.
You're vile. I won't spend any more time on your disgusting fantasies and we'll move on with the list. And Dean Norris is a phenomenal actor, and even Breaking Bad alone proves it, and he is a really chill guy. And he provided us with his brain rot era when he read basically whatever was sent to him for a small price. So he's a certified S tier all around, and you might The Rock is also S tier, but I don't agree. You see, his WWF, then WWE stuff was amazing. He is a great entertainer. He also was decent in movies, but as time gone on, he became more PG and more fake, and he's been openly lying about everything. So I just can't rate him with all honesty at anything higher than B tier, even though I have massive respects for what his career has been before he became an empty husk of a celebrity.
Oh, it's my boy Jeff. We might have had some disagreements in past, sure, but now we're chilling and we both know all about making paper, so you better put some respect on his name.
Dude, that guy's a lizard.
Okay, and so is Obama, so that is only more of a reason for him to put his lizard brother in the S tier.
Yeah. How funny you are, Donald. Anyway, I will be putting Bezos in the D tier because this greedy fuck would sell his own mother if that was the only thing that could save him from not being a billionaire.
Yeah, tell him, Barry, eat the rich. Donnie, I want to eat you up. Come here to Papa Joey.
If you do as much as start going in my general direction, I swear to Mama that I will orbital strike us right away.
Yeah. So settle down, both of you, and J.K. Simmons is a phenomenal actor. He's been in countless movies, and he also voiced many of his famous cartoon character. Most famously, He is obviously J. Jonah Jameson in the Spider-Man, but he also voiced Omni-Man in Invincible, and he was Ford Pines in Gravity Falls. He also played in La La Land and BoJack Horseman, and I could keep going on. And the crazy part is that he nailed his every role. This man might be the best actor on this list, but I am not sure yet. He's definitely an S tier, and I can't say the same about Rogan.
Why not? I enjoy tuning into Occasional Joe Rogan podcast. Definitely not the one with Trump or Vance, because I am sick and tired of them just blabbing on about tariffs and wearing suits on Oval Office, so I skipped that one, but most of them are fine.
You want to throw hands? My and Vance's episodes were, quite frankly, the best, the very best of them all. Some would even say the best in the world, and I was hoping that he would expose that bitch Kamala, but she of course got scared because her Bluetooth earrings couldn't hold battery for long enough, because his rules were like, what 3-hour-long episode, I think? Do you really want a president who can't even speak for himself for longer than 10 minutes?
Trump, get over it already. The elections are over, and you won. You don't have to talk about her because it is just disturbing now.
Haha, Donnie fell in love with Kamala Mama. I can't blame him that she's a baddie and she's a dommy mommy when you get to know her.
Trump, the only reason you can talk for so damn long is because you spew so much bullshit, and all you did in the interviews is to just roast Kamala and Joe and then talk about how you would turn world into this beautiful war-free land. Oh, and by the way, I didn't forget about how you promised us that you will end the war between Russia and Ukraine in the first 24 hours after taking the seat. I even think you said that you could end it in the first 24 hours after being elected, but I am not sure of that, but by any measure, you lied.
It's not my fault that Ukraine elected a fucking unfunny comedian for a president whose biggest performance was playing piano with his fucking schlong.
Let's start team shit.
What the hell did my eyes witness?
Oh man, if he would do that performance in White House during my term, I would increase military aid for Ukraine by at least 300%. What an absolute artist, the legendary Ludwig van Beethoven Dick.
I don't even know how we got from talking about Joe Rogan to seeing Zelensky playing piano with his genitals, but I refuse to fuel it any further. Rogan is going to the C tier, and that is because he originally was one of the best podcasts. Like, he was racking in millions, inviting exciting guests, including many big celebrities, and having deep conversations with them that were just free form. No timer, no determined topics before broadcasting, just being real. But later on, you could feel the toll all the conspiracy theory geeks took on him during his career, and all the crazier guys he invited made him lean more and more into that side. And I think he's been trying to convince Matt Walsh, one of the episodes, that the moon landing was fake, and he was going on and on about it for a majority of the episode. It was easily over an hour.
Who cares about Baldilocks over here? Now get my boy Finger into the motherfuckingest tier!
Joe, it's my list, and I can rank them wherever I want. And I'm going to assume we aren't talking about Mike, as in the character, but about Jonathan Banks, and that dude was born not even a year later than Donald, so he was on the big scene since the 80s. And of course, his biggest role was during Breaking Bad universe, and in the Better Call Saul, he truly shined, but that's not to take away from his other roles, because he had some variety. His first bigger role was on Wise Guy, and he had hair back then, and you don't recognize him so easily, trust me. He also was in Modern Family, but not a real important character, I believe. And again, you can look up his career, and he definitely has a remarkable career that most actors only dream about. So yep, I don't know if he isn't even better than J. Jonah Jameson, but I will put him up there in the S tier and won't be starting any wars by choosing one of them.
Stop forcing yourself to try and look like you're a chill guy. We've seen what your ass did in Middle East.
I just rolled one up before coming here, just so you wouldn't make me lose my mind like I did in that Vice City episode.
Okay, but back to the list. And I think it will be the most obvious S tier coming from Barry. I mean, it all depends who is your favorite player, because Jordan Glazers would put LeBron in D tier, and LeBron Glazers would put Jordan in D tier. So let's not start any arguments and just start talking about the next one. Barry?
Great idea, George. So Pitbull had a really big fall off in sales, but I always see him selling out decent venues and going on tours all around the world, so his fan base is still very much alive. For all the party music he gave to us, I have to give him S tier. Man, I hate to see the list being so full of S tiers, since it takes away from the meaning of S tier. But all these bald guys are just fucking awesome. Because Samuel L. Jackson doesn't even need any explanation behind his S-tier ranking.
I personally love how we got to kill his cop character in GTA's San Andreas.
You got all the great highlights of his career and you chose freaking GTA? I mean, you do you, man, but that seems odd as hell.
Okay, Barry, I'm sorry, but the next two are another S tiers. I mean, Steve Harvey is the best Family Feud host of all time. I remember that Family Feud was falling off, and he basically single-handedly saved it. And I can't be sure if I am seeing it right, but if that next guy is Terry Crews, then it's also up there because he did what Kanye couldn't. He beat his porn addiction and saved his marriage. I mean, such a person as Joe Dog doesn't need to, and I just incorporated into my marriage, but I can understand his situation.
I know that it might sound weird, especially since it came out of Joe's pewtered mouth, but I never in my life seen a man who got addicted to porn and recovered. Like, the mind strength you need to actually do this is incredible. I just made myself occupied, and I was raised on Playboy, so to be honest, I don't like visiting those sites often.
I will put Steve Harvey in A tier and Terry Crews into B tier. Now, don't get me wrong, I am a fan of those guys, but there is just not enough in their career to cross that path to the upper echelon.
I will actually crucify you, Barack.
Yeah, I'm sure you will, buddy. And for the last rating, we have Vin Diesel. And I don't know, we wouldn't have Fast and Furious if it weren't for him, but I don't really enjoy seeing him in a movie, but I'm not gonna hate on a man, so C tier is a place for that. And it's also a place and time to shout out our friends who support us the most by buying a membership, which is basically a monthly subscription you can get for just a couple dollars a month or several dollars, depending on who you like the most. And in return, you get a badge that is visible in your name when you comment under a video or any post of ours. And you have a couple of emojis, but it's mostly just a way of supporting us. And we thank you all for that. So shout out to OMG, it's Birdman Archive, who is our first member, by the way, and to the latest Zuba Sandwich.
And shout out to my N-word, Jacob the Big B Bowling.
And of course to K31 owner who probably misses the gas prices that we had under my terms.
Shut the hell up, you war criminal, and let me talk. Shout out to Roulette1330, and we will see you this Saturday with a second Lego Star Wars episode.
What's up, guys? Today we have a pretty solid tier list set up on the screen right now, and I will be leading this ranking.
Well, it's pretty stupid to let you rank these cute animals instead of me, but P. Joey will let it slide this one time.
Joe, you let your dog lick peanut butter off your balls, and you can't even train your fucking dog to stop biting everyone in the White House, so you'd be a pretty dumb choice. And I just don't like animals very much, so I assume Obama has the most knowledge on the topic.
And you would be right about that. I traveled a lot after my second term ended with Michelle. And needless to say that I visited many zoos and safari, so I do have some personal favorites in this list. But first up is alpaca. And those guys are funny looking. But if you're gonna be nuisance to them, they might spit on you. And while there is nothing much special about them, alpacas and llama are unique, as in they are the only animal other than humans who spit. So for that special trait, I'm gonna move them up to B tier.
Old Joey also spits on people to establish dominance, so I fuck with alpacas heavy. You already know we spit on that thing.
Leave it. Armadillo is the second guy on our list, and their self-defense mechanism, which is basically curling up in a ball, is really fascinating how they evolved to have those hard shells to protect them. And they are also not really aggressive and not really dangerous to humans unless they are carrying rabies. Yet another B tier sounds good, and for rabbits, I think A tier is appropriate. They are just too cute, and they can even outrun Usain Bolt in his prime without a sweat, since they can run over 40 miles per hour even, and their legs are stronger than they look. If you ever seen the videos with the rabbits kicking stuff out of boredom, you would know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I bet they could never kick as hard as me when I come home and the dinner is not ready.
Joe, you can barely stand upright, so I bet if you tried to kick someone and somehow not break your hips, it would feel like someone barely touching you with a cold bone seeing this set of chicken legs you got going on.
You see, those legs were trade-off for horse.
All right, I think we get what you were trying to say. Now let's move on to camels, and they are basically desert horses, which is cool in itself, and I'd say S tier, just because of how important and useful they have been for people in that area.
I've actually seen some up close when I was in Saudi, and I gotta say that they smell bad, dude. I mean, of course, it's not Joe's level of horrid smell, but it's the Axe Dark Temptation level of smell that just lingers on them.
Slightly bad smell ain't gonna make me put the whole ass animal any lower, Donald. Like, what are they supposed to do about it? Also, they are native to desert, so I know for the fact that you, after 10 minutes of this much sun exposure, would be looking like a glazed donut and be dripping sweat like melting iceberg.
Get back to the ranking, you robot, and stop fat shaming me. I thought you was above that, seeing as how you liberals always cry about that.
So the cheetah whole thing is that it's the fastest land animal on planet Earth, and it can sprint as fast as 75 miles per hour, albeit for a short distance. But just for that record alone, I'm giving them S tier. And in fact, it's a double S tier right there, because I don't see how you could place a human best friend anywhere else. Like, you gotta be on some real hater shit or have some form of trauma from childhood to not absolutely love dogs. I still miss my beau. Hope he is having a real good time up in there.
What the hell is that next picture? Are we rating baby ducks or ducks in general?
I don't see any adult ducks in the list, so I'll assume it means the ducks in general. They taste all right, and it's weird when you think about it because those birds can survive on muddy water and some soggy breadcrumbs, so I will give them A tier for that. Elephants are one of the easiest S tier because they are humongous, but one of the most intelligent mammals that are not apes. I could see that intelligence in their eyes when I was interacting with them in Kenya when I was visiting it. They even have more neurons in their brain than humans, but that is mostly for controlling their trunks, which are surprisingly precise.
Oh, is that this fish from Finding Nemo?
This fucking child, bro.
Child? Where?
Now, oh my goodness. I could really see all of those in the S tier, but let's break down each one. Foxes are basically dog-looking cats with the hyena laugh, and I was originally thinking to put them in S tier just because of how cool that hybrid is, but then I remembered that they are actually harmful for the farmers because they eat the chickens. So we kind of have beef with them, but I still wouldn't want them to go extinct, so it's gonna be our very first C tier. This blue dart frog can kill you if it comes to contact with your blood, but it acts like regular frogs, so it won't attack you. But still, I would be better off knowing they got replaced with regular frogs, so screw them. And it's a triple whammy of S tiers because giraffes, hamsters, and horses are no doubt going there. Giraffes are really one of those animals that you don't know how evolution came to the conclusion it would be the best for them to evolve in 20 feet long neck. They are naturally friendly and curious when seeing humans, so that cool and their kicks can legit kill you. So it's good they are chill. Hamsters are really fun, cute little goobers. And when you get one, they start to trust you almost instantly. And after a couple of minutes, you can get it to go on your hand. And horses are horses. I don't think there is any need for explaining that rating.
It just sucks that people buy those hamsters for their kids, and those little shits usually accidentally kill them in the most diabolical ways after a couple months of getting them.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that is bad, but what can you do, you know? Hey, it's better for them to learn responsibility on an animal that doesn't feel that much emotion and can't hurt anybody than to get them a puppy just for that puppy to grow up biting everybody or for that puppy to end up like those hamsters.
Look at that next guy, though. We would never get to craft a bed in Minecraft if it weren't for him. So shout out to my goat, to my sheep. When I was foot in the Himalayas with Xi Jinping of Addis Ababa.
I think he is dying on camera right now.
We're not yet halfway done, so let me get out a couple of rankings out of the way. Sheeps are really needed, so S tier, and now I don't know much about lemurs, but I know about King Julian, and I liked about...
That was a Joe level of reference. You know you're getting old when you start to sound like fucking Joe.
Doing what to Joe? I know Barry swings that way, and I ain't saying no, but I didn't even give my consent yet, man. Ask first, dude. That's how you get yourself in restraining order that makes you not get closer than 200 yards to any elementary school.
Judges think of silence as a blessing, because in some cases like yours, being able to speak is a curse.
It's kind of bold of you to call his dying mumbling inability to speak.
Well, getting back to the actual point of the video, which is a freaking tier list, I'd ultimately put lemurs in C tier because I really don't know nothing about them. Now we would have a combo of 5 continuous S tiers if it weren't for that macaque monkey. But yeah, lion is obvious S tier, no need to talk about it. And macaque, why are you laughing?
I don't think even he knows why. You just said something about macaque and the... Oh, okay, I get it now.
What is wrong with macaque?
Dude, just listen to yourself.
Whatever. So those little robbers go to the C tiers. And my reasoning for that is that they are still extremely intelligent, and I've seen a post on Reddit that claimed those monkeys have all the vocal cords they need to speak human language, but the only thing they are lacking is the brain capability of controlling those muscles, which can be improved with some generations of selective breeding, but that's not very ethical. And again, it's a Reddit post, so it could all be just straight up bull, but it's a 4-way of S tiers because, come on, owls are just bird cats, pandas are goofiest bears ever, and there have been no record of them killing a human, even though they are still a bear at the end of a day. We all binge watch parrot TikToks for hours every other month, so we all know how cool they are. And rats are bigger hamsters that are as intelligent as dogs, and when it comes to pure IQ, then it comes close to humans at around 100 points. But yeah, we don't need to go much more in depth than just now.
Guys, is Duolingo parrot a real species?
I'm going to pretend I didn't just hear that.
The Duolingo mascot, known to the most as simply Duo, is not a parrot, it's a kakapo bird.
Well, 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 would you look at that? Seems like Ben's balls finally dropped.
He still sounds like a nerd, but it sounds like he started vaping.
Sounds like something a pussy would do, so it's par on the course.
Now, what is wrong with vapes? They are slightly healthier than cigarettes, and they produce vapor instead of smoke, so they don't linger on to anything that is close to them, and your teeth don't look like they are made from wood with the amount of stain from the cigarettes.
Yeah, no, it's not the time or place for your little cancer wars between vapes and cigarettes, so I'll head right back to tier list. Rhinos are that kind of animal that we all know, but we don't really know nothing about them other than the fact they are the only animal with horns on the center of their nose, and that they have natural armor on them. I'd say B tier is exactly for that.
Ain't no way you just forgot about unicorns. Only animal with horns on their nose, my ass.
First Duolingo bird, now a fucking unicorn. Joe, just stuff your mouth with that damn ice cream you're holding right now and shut the hell up with that buffoonery of yours.
Thank you, Donald. Now, I don't know if that's a seal or sea lion on the picture, but I see them as the same thing, really, and they kind of look like Donald with all that blubber, but they are really funny sometimes. So, A tier.
You calling me fat, bitch?
I'm not calling you fat if you're asking, but sloths are what would happen if Joe didn't become a human, and they really do nothing all day, so putting them anywhere higher than C tier would be just weird.
Do nothing all day? It kind of sounds like Joe entire term, doesn't it?
Do nothing? I created more jobs than any other presidents, you bitch.
Joe, bounce back jobs don't count, and I did more in my past 2 months than you did in the last 4 years. The gas prices are already lower. Let's not act like children. Let's not act like children.
Thank you. If you settled already, let's go ahead and instantly I give a double S tier because I assume this picture of a snake refers to snakes as a whole, and they have some really unique species, and axolotls were a big hit back when Mojang decided to add them in Minecraft, and they are really cool on their own.
I used to farm as many axolotls as I could and then find a body of water with a lot of fish and release them all to see the massacre unfold before my eyes, and shit was looking like Poland after World War II when they were finished.
Jesus Christ, you can't make jokes like these in a YouTube video, Joe. Think before you speak.
Requesting Joe to think alone is a big request if you ask me.
Well, it's a good thing I didn't fucking ask you then. These are those really small monkeys that can literally fit in your hand like a hamster and have eyes bigger than their brain. It's cool, but it looks like a gremlin at the same time, so I can't decide where to put it, but I really fuck with monkeys, so A tier.
Go figures, you like monkeys.
And what the fuck is that supposed to mean? Ugh. Let's just finish it up, and we're finishing it up with a trio banger, which all deserve S tier because Tiger would fuck up almost any land animal you throw his way, and it has the agility of house cat while having the strength, speed, and basically everything excelling a lion. And that says something. You can be riding a biggest elephant you can find, and that tiger will be able to jump up there and take you down from that elephant and make you his dinner on the ground. Now, a turtle may be far from this level of danger. They are just too cool to not get S tier. Like, find me a hater of turtles and I will lose my mind.
I personally hate turtles for being dumb as shit and eating plastic because of their inability to distinguish a piece of thrash from food, we now have to drink our drinks from a piece of paper that starts to evaporate as soon as it touches your lips.
Don't get me wrong, I hate paper straws as much as the next guy, but in your case, Joe, you shouldn't be surprised because your saliva is just like acid at this point. Like if you spit at someone like a llama does, you would burn the shit out of that person.
And with that high school level roast, we call it a day, but there are two things left. Wolves are in that trio because we were able to transform them into our best friends, so that is kind of fire. And shout out to our homie OMG, it's Birdman Archive as usual. Stay tuned by subscribing, and that's about it. See ya.
What's up, you fucks? In this video, we will rank all sports that are not actual bullshit. Also, we got towers to help us sort this out. So I will not be stuck with these two fucking Democrats the whole time.
Nice to see you too, Donald. Anyway, the first on the list is tennis. Personally, I think it's high-tier sport because of the dynamic game and flexibility of players, which is astounding.
I don't really like tennis. It's too complicated and fast for my liking. E tier.
Of course your riggedy ass would say that. I actually used to watch a lot of games with Michelle, and I really like it. High B to low I tier for me.
I'm actually one of the best ever tennis players, But I don't have time for these low-stake tournaments, so I just play it in my free time for fun. It's my second favorite sport, right next to golfing, S tier.
So it goes B tier then. Fine. Next on the list is volleyball.
I'm not sure. It's too much jumping. It's bad for my ankles.
We don't care about your fucking ankles, geriatric. I actually played beach volleyball in 90s. It was fun, but sadly it's really hard now. But looking from the perspective where you actually are able to play volleyball, it's fun as hell. A tier.
I'm not a big fan of volleyball, and I don't see the magic in it. D tier.
I only played it once and I didn't care about the sport. But god damn, there are some bad bitches in beach volleyball. I even pat one chick ass and I gotta tell it was jiggly as fuck. S tier for that.
So it goes B tier also. Okay. Another one is table tennis. And this one I love to play, but only in Wii Sports. A tier.
This is just a lame knockoff. Tennis, E tier.
What was that sniff, Trumpy boy? Anyway. Me and Michelle played table tennis on a regular basis. We even installed a table tennis table in the White House during my reign. Definitely S-tier sport.
You were really feeling yourself on that statement, didn't you, Barry? I'm going to be neutral on this because I don't really give a fuck about ping pong. But math shows that it should be A tier. Now, golf. I really like golfing. I even gone to the same golfing club with Barry and Bill Clinton in 2017. What a great times that was. S tier.
Fat fucking W. Bush. I think everyone knows my opinion about golfing. So instead of ranting about it, I'll just give it a quick S tier.
I'm going to do the same as you. Golfing is truly one in a kind sport. And the best thing about is that you don't need to be young to play it.
Still learning the basics, but I already like it. A tier sport. But I still don't know which clubs I need to use in certain spots. And I used a driver when I was putting the ball in and accidentally yeeted the ball of the course.
Jesus, you are so brain dead, Sleepy Joe. What do we think about swimming, boys? E tier for me from the get-go.
E tier for me also. My dad once also drowned, so I hate swimming.
I may be black, but the ocean up in Hawaii hit different. Michelle and I love to go swimming with our daughters. A tier.
I don't have the ability to swim no more, and I never really liked it. But it's not the worst thing. D tier.
All right, we'll take the D tier for the swimming. Next up is something that I and Joe love. Cycling. S tier from us both.
Yeah, I love to go on cycling trips with my family, but I don't ride as much as you two. I'll give it a B tier.
That's absolute buffoonery. Why would you go on a bicycle when you can get somewhere faster with a Bentley? Nonsense. A tier.
This fat ass, I swear, I bet he's going to love the next sport, which is shooting.
You better fucking bet I do, Steer.
I just did.
It's our great national sport.
It's fun, but I don't know how you can go full time with this. B tier from me.
Shooting? No shooting. We should ban all the guns right now.
What the hell?
Please don't hit me, Jill.
The fuck?
Let's just leave it there and throw it in the B tier. Joe sounds like he got brain damage, which you can get in the next sport, boxing. I like Muhammad Ali, but that's about it. C tier.
Clever segue right there, George. I don't really like boxing, but Michelle do, and let's just say that I got a little PTSD from this E tier.
Of course, Barack gets beat up by Michelle. I am personally a fan of boxing, and I would beat you all up. B tier.
I once tried boxing with Kamala, but I didn't get the hang around it, and I woke up in the hospital next week. E tier.
You two are such a pussies. But it's the way that voting works. So there goes boxing in D tier. Next up is archery. But this is basically shooting for pussies. So I will put it right behind, and now, the retarded cousin of tennis. Badminton E tier for this abomination.
Oh, badminton. I love badminton. It's nice with its pace when not played professionally, and shuttlecocks are light,
he said
so it
cocks.
hurts when you get hit with it. A tier.
I don't really give a fuck about badminton.
Me neither. So it automatically goes into C tier. And for rugby, I will create a special tier called Fuck This Shit. Because who decided to fuck up football so bad? What do we think about skiing, boys? I never really tried it because I hate cold. Here in Texas, it's heat in the summer and in the winter. A tier for cold.
I met Yvonne at the ski slope, but that bitch couldn't chase me down because I was too fast. Haha, B tier personally.
Why you are always so loud. And about skiing. Michelle and my daughters love skiing, but I just prefer to stay at the mountain hut and drink hot chocolate and then go to a Hawaiian beaches to chill out. D tier.
I used to ski back in my days, and it was fun. B tier.
So into C tier, it goes next up is, oh my God.
What happened?
Horses.
Okay, cowboy, we get it. S tier for you. Back in 1600s, I was riding a horse everywhere when I was a knight. S tier.
Horses are crazy expensive and they stink. I once tried to pay my lawyer with a horse, but he didn't want it, so I sold that horse to Towers.
Horses?
A tier.
Yeah, I actually don't care out horses, so it sums up at S tier. Cricket is just worse baseball, so by default it's E tier. Now time for the soccer. I actually remember playing soccer with a bot. He had a strong shot. A tier for that beautiful memory.
I'm a fan of soccer, and also USA is getting better at it. And my presidency got messy in our league, so let's go with S tier for soccer.
Yeah, he didn't saw your ass. If he met you, he would prefer to go to Saudi Arabia. I played soccer in my college years, but it wasn't for me. C tier.
My father also played soccer at college. Personally, not a big fan though, so D tier.
All right, so it's a B tier. And now, the one and only great football, S tier.
Steer.
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 And baseball, steer.
Agreed.
Agreed.
I agree.
All right, now we can all agree that field hockey is going into the depths of E tier, but what about ice hockey? It's a D for me, honestly.
L take, it's B tier.
Are you all dumb? It's C tier.
It's and I forgot.
You forgot, but I will remind you that it's B tier.
So D tier it is. Now the last one, basketball. S tier, no questions asked.
Preach, brother.
Not the biggest fan, D tier.
I'll take Joe's side this time.
Are you dumb or something? You just made basketball thrown into B tier.
I'm done with these idiots. I'm out of here.
Yeah, me too. Fuck you guys.
Well, I guess we are alone then. Oh, I'm going back to sleep then.
Good news for every single music fan out there. We are about to get on a ride of musical journey in this video. We will be ranking all the Christmas songs you see on the screen on a tier list. We will all take a short sample of the song and then rank it freshly. We could all go purely out of our memory, but it wouldn't hit the same and Joe would have no opinions on it.
I don't know about that. Most of these songs are old as dirt, and so is Joe. I think he does remember his childhood. That would also explain his interest in other kids.
Is this how we're kicking this video off? I knew making this would be a mistake. Whatever. So as you can see, the songs are split in 3 different types. We have some classics, some of more modern music, and Christmas carols. I'd say Joe would be the one doing the classics. I'm going to handle the carols, and you're going to take over the modern songs done. Is everybody happy with that?
Sure.
I don't know. What do you mean? Well, I'm sure it's great.
Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
Damn, the shorty in that clip was bad.
We're here to rank songs, not to gaze on animated women. You senile freak.
Yeah, I think we remember it playing in that taxi back when we were playing Mafia 2 a year ago. It gave the game unbelievable Christmas vibe. And when you hear that in your friend's kitchen or at a local Target, it always makes you smile a bit. So there is no denying it's going to the S tier. What else can I say? It's going to be a stamp old Christmas till the end of the human race.
Which is either going to be next week or when GTA 6 postpones its release.
Let's not taint this Christmas theme with all this pessimistic thrash. Let's hop right on the next track, which is Winter Wonderland.
In the lane, snow is glistening.
After seeing Michael Bublé, I know some old heads will wiggle their finger at us and tell us to rank the original record from 200 BC. But we're taking the first search result we get on YouTube, cover or not. We all know this song, and it's always going to be similar. Sorry for stalling your take, Joe, but I needed to just quickly put this out there.
No problem, Bomber Man. I don't have a lot of negatives to say about this song because it's a nice, cozy Christmas-themed song, which is nice to have. But I wouldn't really put this at the top of my playlist for any Christmas, and Christmas would still be the same without it. It's the most neutral Christmas song I can imagine, so I'd put it in C tier because I wouldn't skip this if it were to play in the background while I'm eating the dinner at Christmas table.
You were putting the word Christmas in every sentence there, like you were writing an essay with some requirements. But I'm actually pleasantly surprised. You actually put out a fully logical takes on those. Keep on this pace and we might actually have a historical moment. The first Joe list done right. Did we ever had even Joe make a tier list by himself? I don't remember. Oh, wait, right. He did the latest tier list about Gen Alpha slang. Yeah. Okay, keep going at it, Joe. I'm going to quickly get us some hot chocolate to drink while you two will keep on doing this list.
I don't think we ever had him be so nice to us. I guess Christmas really brings out the best in people. Okay, next up is yet another Michael Bublé cover for us to listen.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
And this is one of those songs that you hear during all the pre-Christmas ads that roll out in mid-November. I think it would work as an actual fireplace background track to relax with, but it's rarely used like that. It's mostly just my gaming music wherever I build a Santa village in Minecraft. Yeah, sure, it's a must-have for the Christmas Minecraft server phase, where you play like a week before Christmas and then you never return to it. But I don't think it's really necessary for the season. That is my reasoning behind putting it in A tier. S tier would be glazing it by far.
I'm fully on board with this rating. But every other Christmas, I get a nice set of candles, some wood for my fireplace, and I test some new bottle of wine with Michelle during the Christmas week, and you're spitting straight heat about it being a great fireplace background song. It really goes along with the crackling wood sounds. Holly Jolly Christmas coming right up.
Have a holly jolly Christmas.
Okay. Now this is an actual jolly song. I love the jolly ones that you can't help but just be need to it. Sadly, the knee surgery is tummo. So I won't be doing it in the near future. I'm kind of on the fence with this one. One voice in my head tells me to put it in S tier, and second one says A tier. I'll flip the coin. If it's tails, then it's going to be S tier. All right, I can jibe with S tier placement.
Okay, now do a double ranking. Both Frosty the Snowman and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer are songs about fun characters, so I guess that would be appropriate to rank them both at once.
Frosty the Snowman, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
I was just coming through the door, and man, I must say that those two songs are straight fire and should be double platinum by now.
I was doing some research before the episode, and what you say is very fitting, because Frosty the Snowman is in fact a double platinum record and has been for over a decade now. Now, while Rudolph isn't, it's still a platinum record, which is outstanding achievement in itself, and just shows how much people adore this song.
No wonder why they do. It's just so heartwarming. It's so heartwarming that whenever I hear this song, my ice cream starts to melt at an increased pace, and I need to lick it, like Major does to peanut butter that I put on my...
Nope. Enough talk about Major Joe. Rate the songs and go to next ones because I'm already positive. I will have nightmares about what you tried to imply there.
I don't know what got into him. I just tried to talk about peanut butter that I put on my sandwiches and some bonding time with my doggo, and he just screamed at me. You're a weird person, Barry. Anyway, I'd put both of them in B tier. I gotta be fair, and while they are great on their own, they aren't one of the best when you have all these bangers on the list, and something gotta go in the lower tiers. And if it's gonna be these songs, then that's just how things are.
I honestly got blank in my head when I see the title blue Christmas. I might get clowned on in the comments, but I actually can't remember lyrics or melody. I need to hear that.
Christmas.
Oh my God. I feel so stupid. I'm sorry everyone for not remembering it. I just honestly forgot the title. And that hurts me to say because I love Elvis. He shaped the music of my early childhood. He was an icon when I was smoking light strings in Honolulu to not get faded as a hoe.
You found a way to push in pothead talk while talking about Elvis. You disgust me, you junkie.
Person putting pounds on pounds of sugar and fast food down his throat every single day cannot be calling me a junkie for smoking a literal plant that naturally occurs on Earth for thousands of years.
Stop, I can't stand Mom and Dad fighting.
We are not your freaking parents, Joe. Stop acting like a toddler. And Don, let's agree to disagree with each other for time being to not make Joe cry.
Fine. Now stop slacking off and get to the ranking. We're not even halfway done with just the Joe's part, and this video is already almost 8 minutes. It's easily going to be 15 minutes long when Joe's finishes.
So as for Blue Christmas, I don't care that it's Elvis. It could be even Ice Spice, but it's not good as a Christmas song. It sounds like every other slow Elvis song. As a music piece in itself, it places where every slow Elvis song places, but as a Christmas jam, it's garbage. D tier. Please.
The song Hate was justified, but what the fuck was that creepy voice for? Dude, you really creep me out sometimes.
I was about to put up hands once Joe started dissing the song, but he actually made a good point. Joe being awake is yet another Christmas miracle. But I'm not trying to stall the list anymore, so I'm just going to quickly put up the next song on the screen real quick now. Oh man, I remember this song so fondly. I remember watching Charlie Brown Christmas Special as a little kid. This song was banging, so you better put it high up, Joe.
I will, don't you worry. The music is just a horrible, most generic cafe jazz you could think of. It has most generic lyrics everyone and their moms could have written in 5 minutes, and it's horribly produced, but sure, I'll give it A tier because there is one very special thing that saves this song. Do you want to know what is that, Barack?
It sounds like some very special thing. What is that, Joey?
The kids are singing this song. If I could have just one sniff of their hair, I would give it S tier without a doubt.
God damn it, Joe. Next song, please.
A merry little Christmas night.
You already know that Don fucks with some Frank Sinatra. You better not fuck this up.
Won't. It's a very good song. I'd have it up the A tier again because I reserve S tier only for the jolliest of jolly songs. And how good this song isn't, it's still not a very jolly song.
You're going to have dementia, hypersomnia, and ADHD all together. Did someone inject you with some compound X gone wrong type shit?
Next up, a song that was released back when Joe was only 6 years old.
Now that is the type of song I was waiting for. This legendary dinga-dinga-ling-a-ling chorus is all you need to get an instant smile on your face. You cannot stand still when you hear this song, and it's a must-have. This is an essential in your daily Christmas playlist. Instant S tier.
We had Blue Christmas, and now it's time for White Christmas.
I'm dreaming.
You prefer to have some Black Christmas, huh, bro Bomna?
Boy, what in the hell?
Yes, I agree. What a great idea. Trumpet. We should definitely make Christmas more diverse and available for poor kids because they are as bright and talented as white kids.
I still can't believe you said that. I'm going to let it slide. Because you have good intentions in your heart, but you come from the old times when racism was idealized. Just continue the ratings.
Yeah, sometimes even I wonder how can I spread such anti-racist word around. But anywho, when talking about White Christmas, I can't properly enjoy this song as a fellow Christmas gang member because it doesn't even have Christmas beat. The title is very misleading. Put this shit into D tier.
I'll be home.
For some weird reason, wherever I hear about this song, I think of Driving Home for Christmas by Chris Rea, even though it's not even similar.
Probably because it makes sense via proxy. I mean, when you drive home for Christmas, then you are going to be home? No? Well, you're looking at it that way. So that's it.
Stop this yapping. It's time for Juicy J, the Robinette Blaster Master, to give out his opinion on the song It's B tier.
You mind explaining why?
No.
Nice one, Joseph.
I really can't stay.
Baby, it's cold outside.
Oh my goodness. If the song Being Fire wasn't enough to go into S tier, they only made it better with those beautiful actors they casted. Boom, S tier.
I'm Chris Hansen from Dateline NBC. Why don't you have a seat and answer some questions, Joe?
Oh, no. Please not again. She said she was 16. Please leave me alone. I do not permit you to be here.
What the hell, Joe? I was just pranking you with a mask. What the fuck do you mean she said she was 16?
Next song, please.
So hang your stockings and say your prayers, 'cause Santa Claus comes tonight.
Now, if this isn't a perfect example of the most jolly song you can imagine, then I quite frankly don't know what to tell you. S tier, and that's the end of my part. Now, I need to eat some chalky chip and have a nap to deal with all this stress Trump gave me with his stupid ass prank.
Yeah, go a nap and find God in your life on the way, you sick creep. No, hell nah. Hold it right there. I ain't putting this annoying ass crap anywhere else than D tier.
That seems like an overreaction. Why are you hating on it? I know it gets the bad rep because it gets overplayed, but there was a reason to overplay it in the first place. That's because it's a straight up banger.
This vampire is the reason why I always need to make my own playlist for Trump Tower background music. When I give it to some random Indian intern, they always start to play this shit in October, and I personally am a hater of starting Christmas celebrations before Thanksgiving.
When you put it that way, I guess it makes sense, but D tier just doesn't feel right for me.
Too bad, Bomberman. So what's next?
A wonderful Christmas time.
This is one of those miracle songs that are very monotonous yet very repeatable, and I am still over here enjoying this song 50 years later. Easiest ever ES tier and carry on to the next track. Because I'm on a fire with those ratings.
Actually, it's been 45 years, but I guess you can round it up to 50, but 5 years of difference is still a lot nonetheless.
I bet that ain't the only thing he rounds up, huh?
When you round up your age, you get a 100. So I don't know why you're even talking in the first place.
Last Christmas, I gave you my heart.
Oh my God, now, if that ain't the top of the list, I don't know what is. This song simply cannot get old, neither overplayed. It's a perfect song you can always enjoy hearing, even more than Wonderful Christmas Time. If I ever meet Last Christmas hater face to face, I'm gonna curb stomp their ass on the spot.
Now, this is a beautiful song, Happy Xmas, made by John Lennon and his wife Yoko Ono. It has pleasing music, but more importantly, it carries an important message and was made to support the poverty-stricken communities of.
Shut the fuck up, Obama. You can spread your gospel and whining about poor people when we get to your Christmas carols, but don't interrupt my goated ratings. And just to make you mad, I'm putting it in D tier, haha. Roll up the next one.
Jingle bell, jingle bell.
Shit, what do you expect me to even say? It's basically a Christmas anthem. I don't think anyone will be against putting it in S tier.
Okay, but why the hell is this in your category? I remember this song came out when I was in my teenage years, so why wasn't this in my category of classics? You shouldn't even be the one rating this.
Joe, it's just a tier list someone made for fun in their free time. It's not that serious.
On the chutzpah, the audacity of yours. You got the most songs out of our trio and you still want more? Have some shame and go take your nap because you're getting moody just like Obama when it's that time of month for him?
Very funny, you prick.
Now, this is the final straw. This song was released just a year later, which definitely makes it a classic. I had enough of this malarkey. I'm gonna do it.
Do what?
Oh no, please don't tell me. He is doing what I think he's doing.
Are you actually shitting yourself right now?
Hello, everyone. As an experienced and highly successful movie critic, I am the most qualified to be the one leading this tier list, which contains some of the most popular animated movies of all time. But before I take over this list from the top to the bottom, I will let every one of you have a single movie go to whatever tier you want to, because that's what we established beforehand.
Animated movies are for nerds and brokies. But if you're a billionaire and have spare time, then you can watch Kung Fu Panda, because it's basically a Rocky movie, but an animated version where this fat-ass Panda Po escapes the Matrix and fucks everyone up like me in my kickboxing days. I'm a playboy, so put this in supermodel class just like my bitches.
I don't get you guys. We clearly need to put Baby Boss up there in the God tier.
Good Lord have mercy upon us. As of me, I would put Beauty and the Beast into a good time truly. My reasoning is the fact that it reminds me of my marriage because I am like the beauty in the movie and Hillary is a straight up demon and it's a good movie, but it can't go too far up because I always get sad about the fact that it's basically a documentary about my life.
Cool story. I would put Winnie the Pooh up there in the sky, because it feels like a trip to the Wonderland with these funny characters that represent every possible mind illness like this. Tiger is just hyperactive with his ADHD, Donkey's always depressed, and Christopher is just straight up schizophrenic.
Wall-E stands as the pinnacle of animated cinema due to its profound exploration of environmentalism, loneliness, and human connection. Through its portrayal of a dystopian future, the film prompts viewers to confront the consequences of environmental neglect, while also delving into the universal human emotions of loneliness and the innate desire for social connection. Additionally, Wall-E critiques consumerism, highlighting the dangers of excessive consumption and technology dependence. By masterfully weaving together these themes, the film resonates deeply with audiences, leaving a lasting impact and earning its place as the greatest piece of animated cinema in history.
Madagascar is an iconic movie for me. These characters are so diverse and lovable, and all of them have a story, and they try to fit in the wildlife after being kept in zoos for years. And it has King Julian in it, and that's automatically bumps it up in terms of quality. One thing that I would change is the penguins, because they feel less like themselves in this movie. The standalone Penguins movie and TV show is fire, but this just ain't it here. Anyway, the movie is iconic.
Honestly, I just want to get Coco to the lowest tier possible because it's a bit too ethnic for me. And I hate how Pixar made that skeleton aunt hips so wide. Like, why would you do that with a literal skeleton thick?
Okay, just for that comment, I'm done with giving you options to decide anything. I do the rest now. So to start off, we have the third Shrek movie, and I know that it's the second best Shrek movie in terms of box office, but it wasn't even that good, and it's overrated as hell. All the characters that were introduced here for the first time, like Merlin and Arthur Pendragon, are forgettable. And what is even worse is that all they did for the main villain is to just recycle them from the second movie. How lazy is that? But it was made pretty well, animations are smooth, and the humor is still there, so it still merit a okay tier. I will watch it with my kids, but I would not spend time on rewatching it alone.
Listen here, guys. The Incredibles are a top-notch movie, and it's not even close. This is peak superhero movie. The main villain is this movie is a bit like Biden voters. They idolize someone, and then they start to hate them after they find out how crooked Biden and all of the Democratic Party are ruining the hell of this country, and they just want to eradicate all of the government.
I'm not even going to comment that.
Not gonna lie, I would absolutely go goo goo go gaga for the Elastigirl.
Honk honk Milky Train!
Now let's go to the next super movie, which is the sequel to Shrek. And one of the situations where sequel obliterates OG movie, even though original movie is still a great movie that everybody loves. Second Shrek took everything from the first movie and made it better and added just more stuff to it, but not in a way that Shrek the Third did. In fact, if you would skip Shrek the Third and went straight to the forever after, you wouldn't have any gaps in the plot other than King Harold being dead. And don't even try to say something about spoilers in the comments, because the last Shrek movie came out 14 years ago, and we will probably spoil the plot of every movie. So if you plan to watch at least one of these movies, like Spider-Man, then get out of here and go watch it, and then you can go back.
One thing that troubles me with The Incredibles 2 is the voice actors. We waited 14 freaking years for this sequel, and the voice actors aged a bit, and you can hear that. Elastigirl and Mr. Incredible sound like Joe and Jill, while their kids, excluding Jack, sound like a full-grown ass adults because their voice actors are full grown up. But seeing them back in the action and not being a lazy cash grab is kind of cool, and Jack gradually becoming the ultimate superhero with having like 50 different superpowers, including super strength and shooting laser beams out of his eyes, is also a cool thing because you know we will see more of him in potential future movies or series.
I did some research on Elastigirl, let's say, and I found out that she actually got thicker in Incredibles 2. I even made this proof right here in paint. Look at this. You can clearly see that her waist shrink drastically, and her thighs, along with Plum, just grew as much as my cock.
We don't want to hear it. I don't know how to feel Madagascar 2. It's really forgettable and mid. I don't even remember what is the plot of this movie, to be honest with you all.
This movie is the one where they flew this plane and where this old crazy granny was teaching these New Yorkers how to survive in the wilderness.
George's ears just perked up when he was talking about the plane part.
You're not funny, Donald. And where the hell is George anyway? He was here for the last 2 tier lists.
He told me before that he had a dinner with Laura planned tonight, so let the man eat in peace.
All right, fair enough. Again, I would put this movie along the Shrek the Third because it feels empty. It could be just deleted and no one would be sad about it. But the next one is definitely not going to be mine to rate because I have a clear bias, as it said, in Island of Kauai, which is an absolutely gorgeous Hawaiian island.
I really don't know why, but I always have a strong urge to just curb stomp the shit out of this weird blue motherfucker. Worst of them all, absolute dog shit show thrash tier.
What the fuck?
Yes. Now this underrated gem, Shrek Forever After, it was a beautiful movie. Let me tell you, the Rumpelstiltskin is a great villain that you just want to shoot on the spot. And Shrek's adventure into parallel timeline is also something fresh and different with all the ogres there, but the plot itself is really not as good. So I'm gonna just quickly put it a tier below the best Shrek.
Peter Pan is definitely a Joe type of person.
Oh, H, of course, because when Michael Jackson likes kids or some parent loves their kids, it's all cool and dandy. But when I say I love kids, it's a criminal offense and everybody calls the police and I get a restraining order from yet another playground. What is up with that? In fact, fuck you guys. I'm placing Peter Pan in top tier just to piss you off.
Joey, put it down to the second lowest tier or I'm going to napalm White House right now.
I'm not your puppet, O Banana Mungus.
Do it or I'm gonna melt all the ice cream in the world.
Wow, chill the fuck down, Trump. I'm gonna move it right now, just don't do anything stupid, Jesus Christ, man.
What do we think of Ice Age Boys?
Look, all I'm trying to say is that this fucking dumbass squirrel is somehow the most complex character, and his adventures were crazy, and it was so realistic that they showed how underwater pressure folded him just like the Titan submarine.
Don't forget about the time travel. He once time traveled to multiple realities and he ended up with putting multiple copies of himself in one universe, which is a paradox that is the worst possible breakage of the time continuum. This Ice Age universe have its own multiverse, which is crazy for animated kids movie made years ago. Absolute top dog of a movie.
Now let's rate Cars in the bulk. It starts with arguably the best animated movies of all time and ends with a literal repeat of the first movie, but the second one isn't really horrible, but it just missed out a genre for the target audience. It's comparable to Fast and Furious Downfall, but on a smaller scale, and Pixar actually knew that they fucked up, so they reverted it in the third movie. The first is going all the way up, second one is okay, meanwhile the third one should go along okay too. Because it's good, but only because it was basically the remastered version of the first movie.
I already ranted about Shrek, so you know that it goes just below the Shrek 2, but it's like the best possible movie from the iconic tier.
Spider-Man is a disgrace to the society and a lucky prick. This fucking nerd never deserved his powers, but the utilization of the multiverse is actually crazy in this movie, but I think Across the Spider-Verse topped this movie. I wouldn't mind putting this into the iconic tier.
This nigga is actually real life J. Jonah Jameson.
Cry about it, Beta.
Now, fellas, don't get your knickers in a twist because it's not the time. I love Frozen, but only when Elsa and Anna were kids, but when they grew up, they just wouldn't cut it for me. They were no longer hot.
Oh my God.
Ants might be a shit movie, but it started the entire Pixar universe thing, and it's the OG Pixar movie, so it deserves at least an okay tier.
Now, Ratatouille just proved my feelings right about French restaurants and their disgusting cooking process. They use disgusting rats to make food. Thrash tier?
No, you fat, stinky piece of lard. Ratatouille is not going anywhere near thrash. It's a good time, truly, at least.
I'm surprised you didn't break your wrist or something when you slammed the desk.
Now the most obvious S tier of all time. If anyone have any complaints about Lion King being the rightful part of top tier, spit them out right now. Any objections? I thought so. Moving on, we got another 90s movie, but this time it's Toy Story. And you can love this movie however much you want, but I just can't get over the quality of the animation. I don't give a fuck if it's from 1800s. Shrek was made just 6 years later, and it looks great, so no excuses. It would go to iconic if it weren't for the goddamn quality.
You a Minions? Bello. Me want banana gelato.
Good God, put it up in a thrash tier. Haha, got him.
Now, I'll have, everything that was made in the Cars exact timeline is just a cash grab to make money from the said Cars movie. I mean, what's next? You gonna make a movie about a cargo ship wanting to become a submarine?
I once watched this Bolt movie, and it's kind of crappy, but it doesn't hurt to watch. It'll be a great addition to Peter Pan and Frozen.
And there you have it all. Don't forget to subscribe and to give us money by becoming a channel member. Money, sweet money.
What's going on, people of America? Tonight, we decided to rank characters from one of the, if not the best TV show of all time, which is, of course, Breaking Bad.
And to all of the Better Call Saul crybabies, before you cry in the comments about the lack of Lalo or some others no names from that show, we just simply don't give a crap. And only person here that watched the show is Joe, and he is unreliable as hell. So without any further, I will be the one making this ranking because I had the most appearances and had the show that was considered the best, very best by many. And anyone who says else is a fake news, jealous assho who struggles to rep 100 pounds with their wobbly ass arms.
We all know The Apprentice was mid as hell, and people left in on their TVs when they were making dinner in the kitchen, so nobody paid attention or really remembers anything about it. And I might be a bit forgetful, but I am sure as hell Kim Wexler didn't appear in Breaking Bad, and for a fact wasn't even mentioned by Saul or anyone else. So why is she here but no Lalo or Nacho? Those guys were absolute gold.
That's the list we fucking got, and she's kind of bad too, so go cry to the person who made it. First off, we got Hunter Biden. He might be a crackhead and a junkie, but he is a true loyal friend and one of the 2 best hitmen west of the Mississippi, so I'll ultimately place him in a B tier. Not quite there to reach the A tier because A tier is like 90% goated, and Hunter isn't that. But I wouldn't cry over B tier ranking.
Now let's be real. You are saying that because you are just coping with the fact that Ben Shapiro, who you bully constantly, placed you in the B tier ranking, and you are just fuming behind that smug ass mask you got on.
I don't know if you wanted to make fun of my son, but Skinny Pete is actually dope. So joke is really on you, fat ass. But you better call the next character coming up because your ass going to be going straight to the slammer right after you get evicted from the White House come 20th January 2029.
My homie J.D. Vance got me covered, so when he will take the throne, he will definitely arrange a pardon for me. But as for Saul, I respect his hustle, and he clearly knows about the business, even though his ideas may not be as adjusted, let's say, as some good financial advisor would give out. But he clearly knows how to play by the rules and how to bend them. And if Walt and Jesse had just listened to him from the beginning, without all the ego tantrums, they could easily stop cooking in a couple of months and peacefully provide for their generations to come. Saul is definitely the first S tier, and there is no questioning that.
That's a solid take. He is one of the most grounded and least evil characters, but he is still a criminal that worked with legit killers and had no problems with that and did everything he could just to earn as much money by any means possible.
And that's the same shit we do as presidents, and nobody bats an eye. Next character is that cartel boss that I forgot the name of, but I'd guess that it sounded like El Don Rezo de Hector Rodriguez Hernandez Sr. or some shit like that. He wasn't stupid because he knew to not execute Gus because he had some connections in Chile, and he waited for him to drink first to prove that it's not a poison. But he is Mexican, so E deserves C tier at best. And now Gretchen is someone that was actually unfairly treated by Walt's ego, and only his. Listen, having a bit of ego is even required if you want to be a winner, but Walt was a bitch who always had a big ego that prevented him from reaching his true potential whole his life until the meth industry. And that was a bit of a paradox because his ego could only get fed if he let it rest for a minute. But enough about Walt. Gretchen was the best partner Walt could have asked for, but he just decided to fumble it simply because her family was higher class than his. Yeah, Gretchen goes to A tier. She wanted to help and never did any bad thing to anyone, at least in the show. Only thing I find weird is how she looked at Elliot with his huge ass, Barack Obama looking ass ears and decided to marry him, but it's her choice.
Nah, I agree with Walt. Fuck her. Next dude is Ginger, so what are we even talking about? And there is another D tier because he's, well, you know what I mean. My lawyer advised me to not finish the joke, but we all know why he should go there.
You're threading on a mighty thin ice, Joe. Better stop with these jokes or I'll bring out the Iron Man suit I've been developing and fly all the way over to Delaware.
Basically, I'm here to announce that we're building Iron Man.
If anyone here is Iron Man, it would be me because I am a genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist. Pretty nice, huh? But I am already Batman, so there is that. Maybe I'll let Elon be Iron Man, but we'll see what we can do later. For now, let's get back to rankings because we have a lot of characters to rank here and some of them are really complex, so sorry to everybody, but we will really flatten some of them out because we just don't have the time to turn it into a 2-hour-long podcast. Maybe we will do that in the future. I'll think about it. So, this Ginger dude that was working for Saul, and I really didn't watch the show for quite some time, so some of the names are just gone from my memory.
You nincompoop. His name is very clearly stated in the show as Patrick Kuby. Patrick was never actually stated in Breaking Bad, but Saul clearly referred to him as Kuby. So get your facts straight, and that serves as yet another reason why I should be the one headlining this episode.
Shut the hell up, Joe. I didn't ask plus ratio. Plus you get no hose. As I was trying to say before Joey shamelessly interrupted me, this guy is a smug but a smart guy that I respect. But we don't really get to see him much as a person, but we just see him doing his job a couple of times. So he is a very simple character, and for that I have to place him in the B tier. And I'm doing that because I'm pretty sure there will be a lot of people in the upper ranks, but not the next one, because this Mike wannabe is even more simple as a person, and he is doing his job, but without that Mike flair to him. So he is going to D tier. He is about as charismatic as Joe, and that says something.
He must be bagging hella hoes then, since I have the legendary Joe charm. I get all the sweet girls in the parties.
Joe, we definitely noticed you using the term girls, and we are disgusted by it. So for the love of everything, just go on and rank Skylar Donald, but reduce your misogynism to the minimum, please.
I can't guarantee you empty promises, but what I can guarantee is objectively factual statements about her. And her attitude was okay for me in the first 2 seasons because she was a certified MILF, but she got fat after that, so I just wanted to roundhouse kick her. Every time she acted out of place in the show, and I threw my TV out the window during that happy birthday scene, so I will never not put her in the D tier, and I won't expand further on this topic.
She was suffering from the lupus, you asshole. It's not her fault that she has genetics like that. It's not like she can change that.
And I was suffering from bleeding eardrums. She could definitely just shut the hell up in that scene and not empty the entire fridge 2 times a day like Donald does. This dude probably could inhale the entire McDonald's kitchen if it was unsupervised.
I'm unfortunately going to have to side with Joe on this matter, but we can actually put 2 next ones instantly in the D tier along with Skylar, because Todd, who gained 60 pounds on that photo, I don't know why the author chose this picture out of all the available ones on the Google, but whatever. He is too evil even for someone like me. He pulled the trigger on a goddamn kid and didn't even flinch. I can't put someone like that into any tier above D. And as for Marie, I believe the show would not change one bit without her. She was more useless than that fly in Walter's lab. Hank wasn't broke one bit, yet she stole the gift for Walter's baby.
Okay, I am completely lost on how this ranking works. You rank someone in D tier because of how little their input in the story is, yet you rank someone before in D tier just because you don't like them, even though they contributed heavily?
Stop being a criterion-needing little bitch nerd and live a little, would you? If the involvement in the story was all that mattered, then we could hand the ranking off to ChatGPT. I'd just go with the flow and rank them as I wish. And while we're at it, Tuco is an iconic character, and everyone made memes about him. And remember that he died in the first season? He had been given not that much of screen time in the grand scheme of things, yet he started Heisenberg. Because remember that the only reason Walt started to identify as Heisenberg is Tuco beating the living shit out of Jesse, and then Tuco respected the balls of Walt to do what he did until he kidnapped him and Jesse, but that's enough of ranting about him, and he deserves B tier. But Ted Beneke is going to D tier for his dumb ass alone. How stupid can you be? You commit tax fraud, you ask your employee who you bang also for a stupidly big amount of money to help him, and then you spend this money on a fully decked out car, which I believe was some brand new Mercedes. I don't know how his dumb ass managed to even be a successful businessman in the first place.
That low-key sounds like something you would do, especially after knowing how you are with women. And he actually inherited his father's business the same way your loathful ass got a small loan of $1 million from your father back in the day to start building all your bankrupt casinos?
I was originally against the idea of Joe doing this list, but I am just dumbfounded by his knowledge on the lore of the show. He really seems to know his stuff.
Barry, while he knows every fun fact there is to know about Breaking Bad, he is that person who believes Walter White is the person you should root for, and he would probably put Hector in S tier just because of how much his current state resembles him. But we're not even close to that, so I'll speed it up a bit. Jesse is very troubled, but smart and loyal kid. He is going to S tier ultimately. Salamanca brothers are so fucking stupid. Instead of shooting Hank, this dumbass slowly walked to get his axe and then slowly walked towards him while clearly seeing how Hank is loading the gun to shoot him, D tier for both of them. Jane is probably where people and the likes of Joe will have beef with me because she is goth, young, and is attractive, but don't get fooled by it. And remember, she is a junkie who blackmailed Walt for nothing just because she wanted the cash, and she was 99% with Jesse just for his money and about 1% for anything else. She is a bad person. D tier again.
It looks like she had some past with drugs and she was truly over it, and Jesse's the one that ultimately offered her to do it. So it was Jesse's fault for reigniting that devil trapped inside her.
I'm gonna trap the devil inside of you, Barry.
What the fuck?
Now for the main man, Walter here. You have only two options. You can either go on a 10-minute rant about his character complexity, or you could describe him with one word, and there is no in between. I think we talked plenty about him already, and we will mention his ego a couple times more probably, so let's squeeze him just right in C tier where he belongs.
I already know there will be an outbreak in the comments. I see it your way. But I still think S tier would be suitable for him for just his character development and the way he spiraled into the most evil and menacing crim lord of New Mexico.
Watch me give a fuck. For Mr. Agent Steven Quesadilla Gomez, I don't think there is too much to say about his character. He is mainly just Hank's bootlicker 90% of the time. He is maybe slightly more impactful than Marie, but at least Marie isn't Mexican. D tier.
You darn buffoon. Steven Gomez is Albuquerque, native born and raised in there?
No one with the burrito ass last name like this cannot be American. Gail Bedecker, or as I like to say, Gay Bootlicker, was Walt's partner and was also qualified and wasn't really bad, but he was unfit for this world of crime. And I don't know how the hell he even did catch the opportunity. He was really uninteresting to me. So the scene where Jesse shot him didn't move me one bit. It was just entertaining to see the plot evolve.
So what tier is he going to? Oh, and don't you freaking dare to put Kim in any other tier than S. Her feet are just succulent, smooth, silky, and perfect with just the right amount of dirty.
Oh, come on, Joe. You can't be saying stuff like that. It's a legit ranking, not some horny-ass Reddit poll.
Now, Barack, as much as I'd like to shit on Joe for the 10th time today, I need to be honest and say that Joe is spitting. He once sent me a compilation of all the feet shots of Kim in the Better Call Saul, and they are truly divine. I don't know anything about her because I simply didn't watch the show, so I will rank her based only on that. So she's S tier, and Gail might just go in B tier?
Are you two literally that down bad? Jesus, we can't be ranking someone based off their feet. What is that?
Ignoring that. Badger must be right next to the Skinny Pete. There is no way around it, so I'll spare any words. And Crazy 8 was the one that ignited the chain reaction. And KDA of Walter, he was really important, but he was bland. A tier just because of his Deet's importance in the show. Gus is an S tier, and I don't know what argument could you even make against it. He is a damn genius, can fool anyone, and is a fully professional businessman, and I feel like I could make some great deals with him that would be beneficial for both sides. Flynn kind of reminds me of Joe with the way he says, open the door.
Open the door. Open the door. Open the door.
But other than that, he's another typical teenager in any show. Only unique trait of his is that he is, let's say, limited, and I have to put him in the D tier, but that is only, and I repeat, only because I had a beef with him back in the prime Warzone days.
That is so, Cap Jr. I just pulled your IP. I've got it right now.
No, you don't. Huh. Say
Albuquerque, New Mexico. Albuquerque, New Mexico. That's where you're from.
That's not... How did... Hey!
Oh, I just pulled your IP. 308 Negra Aurora Lane, Albuquerque, New Mexico. That's you, isn't it?
No.
I'm on Google Earth right now. I see a pizza on your roof.
Hank is very based and has very funny videos, so put him in the S tier. Or you're a sussy baka and you aren't very based.
I challenge you to compete against me at the goofy yearly gritty competition in Ohio. Loser gets to be fed to Nicocado Avocado, all right?
Don't be ridiculous, Joey. Trump wouldn't put him in S tier because of such a stupid reason, right? Trump? Trump.
So after the easiest decision of my life, there is someone we already mentioned before.
Dude, what this list turned into? Come on, you had a great run up until Kim Wexler, and then it turned into pure chaos. Can we get this list back in the order?
Now, I was trying to do exactly that, so if you wouldn't be a nuisance and let me finish my sentence, Hector is basically a secret twin brother of Joe, and just for his bloodline, I have to give him D tier.
I should have known you would take it there, damn it. And just as I was anticipating an actual opinion.
Now, why the hell would my twin be Mexican and born 3 years before me? You make no damn sense, Donald. You know that?
It's just pure factos, Joe. We got double S tier coming right up. Huel is just Huel, enough said to deserve S tier. And Mike can literally do anything. His death is the most stupid shit ever. He dodged death in any way possible, and he lost to bitch-ass Walt, shooting a gun. And keep in mind, it wasn't even Heisenberg, but that weak-ass bitch Walt.
I'm gonna lose my friggin' mind, man. Get out of me head, get out of me head. You mentioned multiple times already that it's an exclusive Breaking Bad tier list, but this is second person that didn't make a single appearance in there? Why the hell is Daniel Warmald in here?
Again, you're asking the wrong guy, old man. But luckily, I watched a couple of TikToks with him, and I basically know his story, so he is going to D tier, and I won't be spoiling it, because Breaking Bad was already watched by everybody, so there is no hurt in spoiling it. But Better Call Saul, not necessarily. So go watch it for yourself, people, and you will see why this fucking nerd is D tier. Finally, we have two last characters to rank, which are Andrea and Jane's dad.
But before we go on to rank them, really check out our memberships. If you want to support us, then choose any plan you like most. More of membership money goes to our pocket than ad revenue, so that's why we're pushing it. And we have some really nice emoticons and badge, but yeah, let's just end with those two rankings. Go on, Don.
Great work with the shameless plug there, Bombing Man. Andrea was honestly the one that actually fixed Jesse. If only his business hadn't gotten to him and stripped it all away from him, he might have actually lived a good life. But life's ain't no fairy tale, broke boy. And Jane's dad is basically a ruined man, and I don't blame him one bit. He had a daughter that couldn't get her head straight, fucked with some junkie next door second night there, and she died because he provided her with drugs. No wonder he is like that. So all for all, Andrea deserves S tier for the effort, and Jane's dad is a solid A tier. Thanks for watching, and subscribe for a damn cookie.
Seriously? Subscribe for a cookie? What are you, Nick 30? And Jane died because Walt changed her position while she was asleep?
Shut up, Barry.
Oh man, today's going to be a wild one because we will be ranking cars from the movies from Cars. And as you can see, there's a lot of these cars above because we don't really know them. And there is also no Francesco Bernoulli in this list. So we will go ahead and rank what we have.
Did you mean Francesco Bernoulli as in the Formula One car from second installment in Cars series, Cars 2?
Oh yeah, and we also have this boring Snolly Ghoster in here. I don't really know why we invited him, but I guess Trump is just pandering to Israel now. Let's go ahead with the list, shall we?
Joe, I just please, for the love of God, think first, speak second, because you really sound stupid right now.
Right now? Bro, he sounds extra acoustic each time he opens up his putrid, stinky-ass mouth. And I don't even think Ben ever has been in Israel for more than 1 week on a vacation, so he's as Israeli as I am German. But, yeah, you're right, Joe. We should get started with the list instead. And what the hell even is this? It was supported to be a Cars tier list. And correct me if I'm wrong, but the last time I checked, the blimp is not a frickin' car.
Yeah, and guess what? We also have a frickin' fighter jet in here, man. I didn't make this list.
I think there was a bit of misunderstanding in here. The list is titled Disney Cars tier list, and by cars, it means cars is in the series, not the vehicles. So it's actually a tier list of the characters from the trilogy.
Wait, what? There's been a third movie?
Yep, it's even confirmed that there will be a part 4, sadly. And don't worry, Donald, you haven't missed anything worth watching. Cars 3 flopped, and for a good reason. It's another woke agenda promoting female lead character in male-dominated field for absolutely no reason at all. And all it is just blatant ripoff from the first movie, but with fancier animation quality and lighting. McQueen is not the main character, but the coach to the main character. Something like Rocky Balboa in Creed movies.
Joe McBiden is always down for some baddies, but enough stalling because my nap time is in 15 minutes, so we gotta speed it up. This blimp is stupid as hell. He isn't even a car, so he's going into D tier while the next up is guaranteed S tier because it's basically Donald in the car form. I would recognize that puffy fat face everywhere. And you know, Joe isn't afraid to get jiggy with the chunky ones.
Fuck off, you maniac. At least I don't look like a dehydrated corpse that's been actively rotting for the past decade. You damn well know who you resemble the most, but we'll leave it for later.
Guys, just relax. There is no need to be rude to each other. And by the way, why didn't anybody ask me for an opinion? And why didn't you tell why I am even in here in the first place?
Because no one knows why you're in here and no one cares.
Can you stop being an a-hole for a change? Ben got invited here by me because he actually knows a lot about the series, and he is very much into the Pixar multiverse of madness. And he watched every movie they ever made from the first Toy Story to the Inside Out 2, and he is here to answer to every question we have and to help us make the best rankings.
Well, that's pretty useless because Papa Joe never listens to some random kids from TikTok and he chooses his own path and way to live. So I just make up rankings as we go, and that's what we roll with. The next car is, again, not even a car. It's this one-road paving machine that is called Betty, I think. I mean, it does its job. Like, what am I even supposed to rank in here? It isn't even sentient to begin with. So I'll just put it in the middle of the ranking in the C tier.
She's actually called Bessie, but I agree. It's a stupid idea to put it in the ranking, so I suppose C tier was the best ranking.
Nobody asked for your input, nerd.
I actually remember watching Cars 2 in the drive-in theater with Barack back when it came out in 2011, so I know that this little guy, well, I don't actually know if it's him that was sniping the cars with his camera that was used to somehow blow up every engine of a car that was powered by that one organic brand that replaces petrol in these racing guys, and I still don't get the logic behind it. Like, what does it exactly do to ignite that explosion, but it still doesn't kill the cars that get hit? And it's really stupid because Car's engine is basically the heart of a car. So when an engine blows up, the car should be sent to the junkyard where Hunter always throws up the best parties in the town. But yeah, if it's that guy, then I give him B tier. He has a nice aim, but that's about it for the guy.
Joe, you got to stop with these tangents because no one actually cares about your life story. People want short and concise rankings or they will get bored, capiche?
Sure thing, Donnie the T. So yeah, S tier, A tier, C tier, S tier, B tier.
Stop. Now that is too short of a ranking. You could and even should add some background or a little comment from yourself, but just keep it under a minute for each one. I mean, you said yourself that your nap time is soon, and we don't want you falling asleep on the desk with half the list to go now, do we?
Man, oh man, you guys just never can be appeased to, whatever. But you gotta admit that this monster truck is actually fire, and it's a no-brainer S tier, and that yellow big car, I don't remember. Ben, could you remind what he does in the movies?
I admit he is a pretty forgettable character since he appears only in the first movie for a couple seconds, and he has only one line in the entire movie, which is, "Lighting McQueen must be found at all costs." And in the lore, he is actually a parody of Arnold Schwarzenegger since he never planned to go into politics and was automotive model back in the day, which got him roles in big movies, and then he became a governor, just like Arnold.
Arnold who? Yeah, you better be careful what you say around Obama before he goes ape shit on you. And no, I don't mean it like that, Barry. It was just a metaphor.
Yeah, you better.
Okay, so after a thorough thinking, I came to a conclusion to place governor in the A tier for Arnold.
Is this how we want to rate things forward from now?
I know, my experimental methods might be a bit unorthodox, but believe me, they always work for me. This next car is a very hardcore McQueen fan, but he is just an NPC. There is nothing special about him. C tier is the best I can do for you, buddy. That train was more noticeable since he almost fucking ran over Mr. K-Chow, but thankfully McQueen was more like Brian than Dominic Toretto, so he was all fine. Well, Mr. Train was nice, and he was trying to brake when he saw that McQueen wasn't stopping, and he was using his horn to warn him, so that was nice of him. He's going into B tier because he had good intentions, but he was useless in the movie.
If that guy didn't slow down as much as he could, he would definitely hit McQueen. And then there would be no movie, and it would be the end, so some could say he even deserves S tier, but that's what opinions are all about.
Barry, I think I'm not going to allow you to bring your guests in my office because this is exactly what happens. Some nerd just gets in his 5 cents whenever nobody fucking asked him and gives out his opinions like anybody cares about them.
Sally's a definitive S tier smash. Hick Chicks also deserves S tier because he was brave enough to make his catchphrase end with Igga, and that's a move only someone without a PR team would do. His minions from the garage deserve A tier because they do their job just fine, while this blue car is one of that group that was passing by McQueen's truck while Mac was asleep. He was the one with big speakers mounted on him, and he was blasting loud rap music, so you already know it's Barack's favorite. B tier for Barack.
Now what the fuck?
Yeah, I knew I would not disappoint you, Barry, but now bow down because it's a real OG, Hudson Hornet. He was a real feisty guy in his prime, and he kind of reminds me of myself.
Oh boy.
Now, just hear me out. He is a mature and experienced guy, but he can still kick butt even years after his prime, and he showed it on that abandoned track when McQueen failed to drift and he had to be rescued from the cacti. I also showed this when I beat my younger opponent in 2020. I also now live in a humble small house and live a normal day-to-day life without living off my old achievements from my youth.
Living in a house infested with rats and cockroaches and having thrash laying all around you is not called a humble house, it's called a crack house. But now thinking about it, even crack houses aren't that vile. Spending a night at your place is easily more dangerous than stepping on 5 used needles in the crack house right after a hunter party. And your biggest achievement in your past was that one time when you doubled down and said N-word with heavy R 2 times in one shot in the Senate.
You have to be fair, Donald. He was clearly just quoting someone else.
Exactly. And let's not dig deeper into that day. Next up is a hippie car. I give him a tier because he got that good shit. His Zaza got a hit different. As for that seducing mommy, I gotta give her S tier. Oh man, the things I would do to her if I had her in my car collection. Angela White wouldn't compare with Joey levels of freak in that situation. As for Frank, he scared me each time and he still haunts me to this day. So whenever I see a harvester riding on the road or in the field, I just turn the Joe speedometer to the max and break the sound barrier no matter what car I'm in.
With you, it's not a speedometer, but rather a pedometer.
Are we not going to talk about what he just said about that lady car right before Frank?
Exactly, Barry, we won't. Glad you got the memo.
Guido actually deserves S tier because he is working solo and he's faster than the entire pit crew of Chick Hicks. I'm pretty positive that his work was more important and impressive than what Lightning McQueen did at the actual race itself.
I have to agree he was actually locked in just like me during the last year's election, and he did his job perfectly while this stupid-ass McQueen gave up the race to show the respect for the legend. If that blue-ass grandpa didn't crash, he would lose to McQueen anyway, so it was just brain dead. And what example are we setting our children? To lose everything you ever wanted just to help some washed guy who forgot to leave racing before racing left him?
I wouldn't call the king a washed racer. He might have been older than Chick Hicks and Lightning McQueen, but he still qualified for the great final race that would determine the Piston Cup champion. He was in the top 3 after all.
Lightning doesn't deserve anything more than C tier.
I can't believe it. We're actually ranking the main character at the C tier?
Now there is a car which you very much resemble Joe. Just an old piece of crap that barely can stand on its own legs and just talk some gibberish. You probably even drove a similar car back when you were still only 60 years old in 20th century.
Joke is really on you because I don't know what the hell a Century is, but this car looks like Ford T2 to me, and it's a car from my childhood back in 1930, so I remember it, but I don't know if I ever was at the wheel of this car. But back to the movie, this car isn't someone important. It's just a widow of the founder of Radiator Springs, and she doesn't even have kids, so I say C tier yet again. And allow me to actually rank for a bit longer here because there is entire Radiator Springs crew right around the corner. So Mac is obvious A tier. He is that stupid loud friend we all need.
And in our case, you are that friend, Joe.
I'm not even going to comment on that. That Miata fangirl of McQueen actually deserves S tier because she is such a cute little car and I fuck with Miatas heavy, so S tier is always guaranteed for those suckers.
I just want to let you know that we noticed you used the term little to describe those cars.
And there is also old pit crew from McQueen's team, and they got butthurt over a joke just like Donald, so they go into D tier. Now for the squad from Radiator Springs, I'm just going to do a quick round. That guy from Pay and Spray is a tier because he is kind of chill. Fire truck is acoustic, but he's nice to everybody, so that's B tier. Oh damn, I forgot that Hick Chick's truck is between them, and dude, I don't know. Let's just send him into D tier. Fuck Chick Hicks. And for the Sarge, it's D tier. He gives me PTSD. That cop is going into D tier because, as we all know, ACAB and Mater is obvious S tier since he's a goat.
Did you overdose on Hunter's Coke before we started recording?
Nah, dude, I prefer Pepsi.
Oh, my fucking...
This muscle car is actually also from that Need for Speed underground ass gang that pulled up on the highway, and he is the one who woke up Mac because he sneezes often and he sneezes out flames from his exhaust on the sides. I'd say A tier because I kind of like muscle cars.
Before you rank the next car, I just want to point out that this is the only steam-powered car we have in this list, and for all the viewers who don't know, steam cars actually were a thing back when cars were still rare, and it basically was better than the gasoline cars until around 1920s because they... you know what? You can look it up if you're interested on YouTube. There are tons of videos about it that will explain it more in depth. I just thought it would be a cool thing to mention.
And a very cool thing it was indeed, little Benjamin. But yeah, it's S for Stanley, mainly because his name is starting with S, but he is the darn tootin' founder of Radiator Springs for Joe's sake.
Wasn't it for Pete's sake?
What Pete? I don't know any Pete except for Skeet Davidson, but that dude is ugly, stinks, and is shady as hell. I'd trust a homeless crack addict faster than him, so I ain't gonna do shit for his sake.
It makes sense since you basically described your son.
Keep my son out your fucking mouth! Fighter jets are cool as heck, and we even have a friend who was operating those, and his name was Georgie, so I put them up in the S tier. This guy up next is the owner of Dinoco, I'm pretty sure, and he was always pretty chill, so I vibe with him. A tier, the king is obvious S tier, a real OG old-timer just like me, and the second Miata is also S tier.
Holy shit, this geezer is actually getting productive. Was taking you out the office was the solution to your OV bias mental problems?
Well, that one was an exception. Don't forget the things he said today. The problems are definitely unsolvable with this one.
The only problem that is unsolvable is your problem of getting no bitches, Ben.
Dude, I have a wife and 4 kids. I'm doing just fine on my end.
I refuse to believe that. Who would handle hearing that nerd yapping for 25 hours a day?
It's physically impossible for me to speak 25 hours a day, since a day contains only 20.
Oh my God, just shut the fuck up, Ben, so our grandpa could finish up this list already.
I'm only 4 years older than you, but whatever. These tractor cows are having crazy farts, and they are definitely one of the most important in the series. S tier. This guy with unusually tall spoiler is another one from the Highway Gang, and he's like the most useless one and doesn't have any remaining quality about him. We had a guy that was the group's DJ. We had a guy that sneezes out fire, and this guy is just there for company. C tier, because this spoiler is actually kind of fire. That big-ass monster from the Antarctica or somewhere else is funny. A tier, and the Pixar lamp is the goat of goats. S tier, no questions asked.
Dude, that white truck is just a Yeti equivalent in Cars universe.
And you're a real-life equivalent of a...
It's all right, man. You'll get there someday. For now, I just want to thank all of you for watching, and as usual, shout out our homie, OMG, it's Birdman Archive. We hope we convinced you to become a member and support us. And that would be about it. See ya.
Oh yeah, I got it. And you little Benjamin boy are a human equivalent of a fucking condom with a factory defect. No one trusts you, and your existence is a mistake.
What's going on, you poor people? As a phenomenal businessman, I will be ranking the logos of some of the biggest brands in the world, whether it's a fast food chain or a big tech company. And we have some of them to go through, so I might as well just start with the first one in S tier. I usually don't like minimalistic logos, but this one makes the cut because it's just perfect. Only thing I can harp on is that it's the modern gray version, because I used to prefer the black one I had on my first iPhone, but it's still good. Like, you cannot tell me with a straight face that any logo in the history of Apple was ever better than this one.
I'm pretty sure Joe got something to say about this, but he can wait until we get to the next Apple logo.
I hope he will not get to talk at all, but I also hope someone at BK will find his remnants of a brain and remove this shitty logo. It looks like the most generic logo you would create for a cartoon. Like, if you would put Krusty Krab between these buns, it would look on point, and that's exactly why I stopped eating Whoppers or any other Burger King item. It goes to the depths of F tier.
I gotta agree. When I was driving by one Burger King and I saw the new logo, I just was miserable. It's such a small thing, but it makes you think about why they changed those logos.
You know, Barry, I think it's just the cycle of life. When I was just a wee little Biden, I remember that all the logos back then looked like some ancient scriptures from the Mesopotamia, but then they changed into those vintage brown thingamabobbers, and then they turned futuristic 3D like we seen with all the social medias in mid-2000s, and now they just started looking all flat and minimalistic.
And it sometimes turned out to actually be good, because the next two are going to straight S tier. And oh, I forgot to tell everybody that this is not a logo tier list, but logo redesign tier list. But logo tier list sounds better and going to do better on the search engine. So yeah, you got clickbaited heavily, but Chrome obviously slaps. It's the perfect design, even though I don't have a fucking clue why they decided on those 4 colors. And Discord new logo is actually better, because now it looks like actual controller. And I think that's what Discord was aiming for with this icon. So it's way better now.
I don't know, partner. I remember everybody was hating on this simplified logo, and the old one had this sharp look about it that made it look more, sporty. I don't really know what word would be fitting here.
Look here, cowboy, I don't care. Now look, because of the overly minimalistic styles, people tend to dislike any type of simplification of the logos. But when your brand is widely recognized, like Domino's, probably also because of that road pavement stuff, when they would fix the potholes on public roads and stamp their logo on it, you don't need to have any words on it. And it's simpler to put on something small, because you will not have problems with reading words if there are none. Red and blue combo is still easily recognized, so that's yet another S tier.
Putting almost every logo in S tier so far. Yep, seems like a very reasonable list, doesn't it?
Well, I also had to put it in S tier because Domino's Pizza is banging, and I also often order lava cake along with it.
Whenever I'm allowed to pig out, I order some Domino's and I always get a sandwich along with my pizza. It can be really any sandwich, but chicken habanero got to be my favorite one. Just don't order it every time for it to not get bored of it.
I just go there for cookies.
I don't know, I don't see how a cookie would fit in right after or before eating a full-on pizza.
Oh no, I don't order pizza.
So you go into a pizza chain, one that is one of the best in the country, and you order cookies and no pizza.
Yeah, that's what I said. I mean, gosh, are you stupid, Obama?
Did your old ass just call me Obama?
Okay, that's enough bickering from you two. Let the great Don speak. And we have a Mozilla Firefox, Google and Microsoft Edge logo in line, and I believe that I am speaking for everybody when I say that Firefox logo didn't need to change at all. I mean, when they figured out their logo with this fox around the globe back in Windows XP days, that was it. It was the perfect logo, and everybody recognized it, and it didn't even look old at all. And that simplified logo doesn't change the formula. It just changes fox into some flame and globe into some purple ball. So that's a fucking F tier. As for this Google logo, I actually got used to it by now. An old one did look dated, so that would be A tier. Nothing big, but an improvement. But Edge is Microsoft trying to rebrand Internet Explorer into something based on Chromium engine, and at every step they yell, "Hey, you really don't need Chrome. You know that we are as good, right?" And it's really pathetic, so that's D tier because it is better than Explorer, but who would prefer this over Chrome?
Hear me out though. What you can do on Chrome, you can Google, you can post on Facebook, and guess what do you do on Microsoft Edge? You're edging! If that's not an S tier material, then I don't know what is.
You're fucking stupid. But what is not stupid is this KFC logo. You have Conor Sanders, you have all three letters in red color. What else do you need? S tier. MasterCards is synonymous with cash, and the Don fucks with cash. I think personally this logo looks way better than the old one on several of my cards. I think I have about 20 with MasterCard logo and like 15 with Visa.
Why in the hell would you need that many cards?
That's how multi-billionaires roll, Bush. I need a different credit card for different occasions. For example, I have one exclusively for going through the McDonald's drive-through.
And it's also the one with the biggest credit on it.
Yeah, the cash back on that thing is probably bigger than your income, but my credit score is already maxed out, but probably still lower than your actual age. Now, Pepsi goes in F tier, no questions asked, and that Spotify logo is a no-brainer S tier. That one you would recognize anywhere, and it does the job perfectly. New Starbucks logo is a mixed bag. It has the green background, which works better than the black background, but the Starbucks coffee around it just worked better on those buildings. C tier, because it looks good on coffee cups.
I think I see the biggest problem with this tier list that we should have corrected at the beginning. All the logos here aren't alone, but have their previous version included, but they are not back-to-back on this list, which make it a lot more confusing.
Barack Hussein Obama II, you foolish person, how could you not realize the mistake you made in your speech? McDonald's Corporation clearly features only one logo in this tier list, which means not all the logos here have their previous nor future versions.
Imagine getting owned by deteriorating 80-year-old demented ass.
Couldn't be me, pal.
Now for the Windows, it's clearly B tier. It looks good, but I will never, for the love of everything, understand why they just took the life out of this logo and turned it all blue. Even their company name is usually written in blue.
The Windows logo is blue to represent the Windows operating system within the broader Microsoft ecosystem. Blue is a color that has been associated with tranquility and a connection to the representation of a window, as well as being the hue that Microsoft has chosen for their core software brand identity. The Windows logo has evolved over time, but the consistent use of blue reinforces its connection to the operating system and its purpose.
Joe, shut your Google AI overview ass up.
Then it's blue because it represents the fucking blue screen I get every time I click on the hot MILFs in my area.
Or it's blue because it represents your blue balls. And what the fuck is this LMNOP ass logo?
I'm pretty sure this is from way before when rainbow wasn't widely used to represent sexual minorities.
Oh, so it's like a rainbow in the sky?
It's exactly like that.
Oh, okay, then I can get behind that. No Diddy, though. I suppose it's cool then. Definitely looks more alive than the gray one, but I still don't get the rainbow thing instead of making it green.
That's true. If I looked at this logo back in the day when Apple wasn't so big, I would assume it's a toy brand for kids.
It was to stand out and show everyone that they have color in their operating systems, because back then I don't think anybody had colored operating system. Well, at least not anyone big enough to compete. Microsoft did it like, what, 3 years later?
Makes sense, I guess, but it's D tier. It's still not terrible, so it still doesn't belong to the depths of F tier hell like those other abominations of design. Now, what you're witnessing is the greatest Burger King logo in the history of humankind. I don't think anyone else could say otherwise. S tier, and I don't even remember this Chrome logo, but it looks super corny. F tier for this shit. Now this old Discord logo, as I said before, it does not resemble a game controller at all. But I appreciate how it's wider than the new one though, B tier.
No wonder the widest fucking president we had since William Howard Taft likes it, because it's wide.
I'm just big-boned and well-fed. Not my fault that they starved your ass as a kid. And talking about being fed well, Domino's old logo wasn't bad, and as I said before, it's just slightly more difficult to fit in small spaces. I'd say it goes only a tier below the revamped one. And Windows logo from the late 90s is A tier. It is just good but not peak.
Now I'm kind of confused because why would someone put yet another relatively new Firefox logo on this list instead of the one we all love and used, like the one from mid-2000s?
I don't have a clue, but it at least is slightly resembling actual Fox, so that is the only good thing about it, and that's why I decided that one tier above even newer Firefox will be a good place for it. But now the Google one that had these 3D letters, I kind of hate it and kind of love it. You know, it does actually look tacky as hell, but you all got to remember using Google for the first time and seeing these letters just pop out of the screen, don't you? I think it honestly deserves B tier for legacy reasons alone. Older KFC logo had a bit more detailed portrait of Colonel Sanders, but why the fuck did they make his outlining blue? It just ruins the entire logo, and if it weren't for him being blue, it would be at A tier, but since that is the case, it's going to C tier. Older MasterCard can go there as well now, thinking about it.
Damn, Donnie, you are on real hater streak right there. Why is Trumpy so grumpy?
Because you still haven't kicked the bucket yet.
What? Why would I kick a perfectly fine bucket?
I wouldn't say it's perfectly fine, but whatever. This McDonald's logo is not my favorite, but one of the better ones, A tier. It looks the best on commercials, I'd say. And Old Pepsi is at least better than the modern one enough to the point where CM Punk actually tatted it on his shoulder, which is a bold move, but I can't hate on the man.
I was playing some WWE games recently, and I have seen that they changed his tattoo to some off-brand red and blue circle. I mean, I can understand that they don't want to face legal issues, but come on, dude. Literally tatted it himself, and just before 2K took over the franchise, they actually recreated his real tattoo. So I don't know why they did that. I suppose it's better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah, C tier because I refuse to put Pepsi any higher than this. Old Spotify logo was absolute ass no matter how you put it. Like, why the fuck is the O above other letters? Absolute nonsense, and it's getting thrown into F tier. As I said before, this Starbucks logo looks better on the actual cafe building, so it's a tier above the newer one. And this Windows logo from the XP and Vista era is absolute peak S tier.
Did you guys know that Pentagon uses Windows XP on their systems? Pretty cool, right?
Of course. Out of all the people here, you would know that, Mr. Pilot. By the way, we should play Microsoft Flight Simulator on your birthday and visit New York.
Donald?
Come on, dude. He literally asked for it with that remark.
Good thing is that this tier list is over and we can all cool down, so it's time for the member shout-outs.
Are there any baddies in the audience?
Bill, come on. We barely even started the video.
I always include barely in my search on the hub.
Okay, since you cannot even start the video off in a normal way, I will do it. So back in the early days of our channel, we made this sexist tier list that we will be sadly continuing tonight because Quinn Inc. 20 wanted to see us make part 2, and I have a bit of OCD, so we will finish it right here and now after nearly 2 years.
Oh, I will finish all right.
Jeez, Bill.
We didn't include Bill in our video, but now since he hangs around us pretty much all the time because for some reason he lives in the secret underground White House compartment, he decided that he will rank some baddies in his words, so here we are. Go on, Bill, but please try to keep it PG.
Preferably PG-13 or lower.
What? No.
So the first 3 are instant S tier since Jana is bad as fuck, Jinx is crazy, so even though she's flat in front and behind, you know, her head game is crazy, so she makes up for it big time. And from this picture you can't see it, but Kaisa thighs are bigger than Hulk's biceps.
Me personally, I prefer Jinx and Arcane before the time skip in first season.
Joe, she was 9 for fuck's sake.
Yes, I know she was a 9 out of 10, that's why I said I preferred her back then.
I meant years. 9 fucking years, Joe.
I approve most of the freaky stuff, but even I am not sure about this one, Joe. But what I am sure about is Callista going in the bottom tier. I don't need her smurf ass poking my sack with her helmet. That's sharp for absolutely no reason at all. Also, she knows how to use spears, so I don't want to end up in Black Widow's situation. where the male mates and gets killed instantly after. And Karma also goes there because she isn't inherently ugly, but she just looks too kind. Like those are two different sides. One is too mean, one is too nice, and I don't think neither will make Willie kick in the fourth gear.
That's true, but for me, there is nothing such as being too mean. Like, I want them to be as mean to me as possible. I also am into being a pay pig in public. Like, I just love that stuff.
Don't you lock Jill in a cage?
Okay, my Pookie, I think you got confused there, but it's fine. Papa Joey will clear it up in a second. When I said I love being treated horribly, I meant it for the hot girls, not for some wrinkled up old sacks that are basically my maids. They need to be submissive and keep quiet, or they'll meet the wrath of Brandon.
Never mind, that's valid.
In what twisted world is that fine?
In mine, also talking about my world, Katerina had a nice one ever since I saw that one video. Those who know, they know. I'm just going to say that it features Katerina, 4 soldiers, an orc, and a gigantic horse-like beast. And it's available online for absolute free since it was made for the pure love of the game instead of greed. So yeah, she's going into S tier for that, but I couldn't do that with Kale. I mean, she's pretty, but she's too angelic, and it would feel like sleeping with a pure nun. So contrary to the popular belief in some niche categories on my favorite sites, I'm actually not into that stuff at all. So she goes to C tier because once again, she's pretty, but I wouldn't bring myself to do it.
So that's where you draw the line, but you're not sure if Joe's attraction into kids is valid. You are one of the most confusing people I ever met, Bill.
You're hearing, but you're not listening to my message. So with Kindred, there's a pretty similar story because when scrolling animated category on the hub, I noticed there was a video with Kindred in the title. So naturally I had to click on it and oh man, it was something all right. Like it starts off pretty boring, but once you turn on the sound and focus on the video, then sound won't be the only thing that's turned on. So I'm just going to place her right there alongside the wildest baddies in the list in S tier.
I really regret inviting Bill over, and I really regret even trying to finish the list at all. I didn't get you here for you to go on and on about the inappropriate videos you saw on the hub and you fantasizing about each one of them. Can't we just like rank them on how fun they are to play or how interesting are their backstories instead of acting like a bunch of 7th graders?
Go to some nerds then because you chose the worst fucking group to talk about their skills and lore. Who cares? You just have to main some cool ass champion like Draven and leave the lore for a bunch of nerds drooling over the game mechanics and shit.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Orange Man. Now the next 2 are most uninteresting designs you could have found, and I don't have anything to say about them, so I'll put them in the already crowded B tier. Well, now we have Lysandra, who has half the face covered, and their body is literal ice, so that got me thinking to put her in the D tier, but at least she has some ice play to offer, so that bumps her up to C tier.
Did you just say their body? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Hey, watch yourself, Buster. Maybe she identifies as them, they, huh? Yeah, check your privilege before you speak and humble yourself, you damn bigot.
Joe, you absolutely moronic babbling moron. He literally said her right after that.
You're kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel with that insult, moronic moron. Get a bit more creative, and have you ever heard of someone identifying as her, they? Yeah, so again, educate yourself on the pronouns and gender self-identification before you start spouting out your MAGA cult nonsense.
Yeah, so about that, I just misspoke. I wanted to say her. But for the next 2 supports, if you like midgets and centuries-old creatures looking like kids, that you might enjoy Lulu. But for me, it's C tier because at least she still resembles a female. And Lux kind of reminds me of Hillary back when she was hot in '80s, and I actually felt sexual attraction towards her. So that's S tier.
Come on, man, you can't say that about your significant other. I'm sure she has something in her that can wake your attraction up again. You both just need to explore that, maybe try couple therapy. I know some therapists, so I can set you up for a consultation.
Now, I don't need that crap. I will call up Monica and be fine and dandy.
Of course you will. Why do I even bother and try to help you sometimes?
Giggity. Anyway, next 2 are no doubters. S tier, Miss Fortune is like the main sex icon of League of Legends, while Morgana gives me the same boner that Raven from DC did, just stronger. And before you guys say anything, she is at least 16 or maybe even 17. And that makes her more than ready for Bill in most states.
Morgana is about 1,000-year-old demon. What do you mean?
I was talking about Raven from Teen Titans. Anyway, Nami is probably fishy as hell, and I don't even understand how would that work since her entire lower body is just her tail, so she deserved to sit exactly next to Cassiopeia for the same freaking reason. Nico is probably another one of those creatures that are older than Earth, even though they look like children, and I don't like that, so I will put her right next to Annie where she belongs. And Nidalee goes in a tier because all I can think about is Nala from Lion King giving Simba the wildest fuck me eyes in all of cinema. So I just imagine Nidalee being able to do that.
Do you just goon all day, every day, without a single care in the world? I mean, your ability to connect everything with something extremely gross and sexual and always finding something fitting is equally gross, impressive, and concerning at the same time.
Learn to pronounce words before you say them. But now I want to touch on something real, because Oriana made me think about Elon Musk introducing companions in Grok, along with that one anime babe who undresses herself after some raunchy talk, and I think it's only a matter of time before he starts incorporating that stuff in his Tesla bots or whatever it is, and make some outfits for them to resemble that. I mean, I don't have long left on this planet, so I really want him to get that thing done quickly to experience that robocy at least once. Think you could motivate him to get on it, Donnie?
I don't know why you all think that I and Elon are best of the buds, but y'all need to stop. He donated to my campaign and I got him a seasoned job in government, and we both got only richer and more popular, but that's all.
It's fine, Donnie. You don't have to be shy. We will accept your feelings, by the way. Who got the custody of J.D. Vance after you guys divorced? I feel sorry for him, but at least he will get 2 Christmases and birthdays now.
The hell?
Okay, stop it now. We need to focus on the real shit right here on the screen. So Poppy is yet another dwarfy yordle, just that she has a hammer. So again, C tier because she resembles a woman. Quinn literally carries her brother with her all the time as a bird, so I wouldn't trust a bird lady. So she goes to D tier, and now for Rek'Sai, please, Mr. Editor, just pull up a picture that better shows it. But her mouth canal kind of looks like some weird-ass fleshlight, so I would definitely be eager to try that at least one time. So for curiosity reasons, it's B tier. Also, Riven is one of those hot white hair girls like Ciri from Witcher 3 or 2B from some Japanese game. I don't know, I never played it, I just seen her on the hub a lot, so she's a solid A tier.
Lord Almighty Bill, how many video game themed videos did you watch on that site? All of them?
Yeah, pretty much. But I'm not here to get judged on my kinks, so if you want to kink shame, you can go ahead and fill the inflatable pool with oil and we can start wrestling. And I was a pretty good wrestler back in the day. They didn't call me Triple X for nothing.
No, what the hell is wrong with you?
Absolutely nothing. But what is wrong is that we are stalling the list too much and the baddies are waiting to get ranked. So to make up for it, I will triple rank right now. So Sejuani is S tier because she looks like a femboy, and there's nothing hotter than that. Shyvana is also a freaking baddie, so she goes in there too. And Severe goes to B tier because she is super boring.
Femboys all the way!
That's the spirit, Joseph. Now, I really hope we are also including custom skins from the game, because if we are, then Sona from Pentakill deserves steaming hot big ol' S tier. She looks like a Russian goth baddie, and that's super hot.
Super hot? Like that one game?
Okay, now that's some class 1 bullshit. When the hell did we agree on taking into account the skins? That way we could find nearly every character to fit S tier standard.
Donald, just let it go. It's not serious at all, and I just want to get done with this sexist video to stop hearing all of what Bill is saying, and we have only a couple of champions left to rank.
That's right. Just sit in the corner like a good boy and watch me have fun with this tier list ranking all the baddies.
One more smart remark like that, Bill and I will smack you upside the head with my golf club that I always have laying around. I will drive your ass all the way downtown to the fairway in my country club in Miami.
I'm sure you will, Cheeto Man. So up next is Soraka, who loves bananas and has a horn on her forehead, and I will just say this one thing. If she wanted my banana, I wouldn't protest. But she doesn't have that something in her than the baddest of the baddies have in this list. So A tier is fitting the most. Syndra looks like any other League of Legends champion. So that's once more a B tier, and that another someone I forgot the name of looks like a prepubescent boy, and I do not find that attractive. So she goes to the same tier as rest of the kids in this list. You already know my opinion about Yordles, and Vayne is going where Quinn is going, because that's basically the same champion.
How the fuck are they the same champion? I just don't understand your thought process while saying that. I meant process of thought. Your dumbass statement just made me lose half my IQ in real time.
Whatever you need to tell yourself to feel better. Look, they both use crossbow. All right, thanks, not debating it further. And Vi's one of those lesbians that you would love to convert to straightism.
I just wonder what she can do with these big, strong hands. Are you guys into fisting?
No, but you could get me interested in pegging. But yeah, if she won't fist me, then she's an A tier. Zaya goes to the same tier. Zoe, I don't care how old she is. Once again, she goes to D tier. And Zyra is hot but thorny, and I don't think I would enjoy that. But then again, she's hot, so A tier.
This list doesn't make any fucking sense at all. What's up, you filthy animals? Tonight, the Great Don brings you a soda tier list, which is probably one of our most broad tier lists to date. But anyway, let's get into it because I'm thirsting for half of these. And 2 first sodas on this list are direct competitors. However, you can't tell me straight into my face, truthfully, with your heart, that you prefer 7-Up to Sprite.
I agree if it's about store-sold cans, but when it comes to fast food, then KFC's 7-Up has way better taste than when you buy it. Probably they put more syrup in theirs, and it just feels so good whenever you eat some greasy chicken. I wouldn't say it's as good as popping a mint chewing gum after eating a ribeye steak, but it's still refreshing.
That next soda is really solid too. I love vanilla Coke, and I haven't really had vanilla Pepsi, but I assume it's just a slightly worse version of vanilla Coke, so what do you think, Donnie?
I think that I don't give a shit about those two, so I'm going to put vanilla Pepsi in the worst tier and Coke in D tier because Coke is always better.
Sounded a bit like Hunter there, huh?
Pepsi Cherry isn't as good as the Coke counterpart, but it's still better than regular Pepsi. Put it up in the B tier, Donnie.
I refuse to put any Pepsi Cola in the upper half of the list. Well, I might make an exception for the original Pepsi, but I will think about that some more. Anyway, I will put Cherry Pepsi up in the C tier at best, but I had like 2 cans in my lifetime, so I just haven't had enough of a sample.
Ooh, I love Fanta. You got to put that soda up at the top of the list because I still remember when it first came out in Nazi Germany and it was like the best soda at the time whenever you got tired of Coke, and it's still fantastic in the Europe. Oh man, I cracked myself up with my word game. But yeah, it's still good if you're in Europe because it's kind of mid in United States.
When I saw that Fanta is on this list, I immediately knew either you or Donnie will bring up the fact that it originated from Nazi Germany. Can we just rank these sodas on how they taste and not bring up any dark history behind it? Fanta is good though.
You're both correct. Fanta is phenomenal, but if we're in the States, I'd rather grab a Crush Orange when I'm craving some orange.
Wouldn't you prefer to grab actual orange juice if you're craving orange?
Why would I when I can get a carbonated drink with 5 times more sugar that will give me more calories for my bulk and more energy so I can lift more? You just sometimes don't think, Obama, I swear. But yeah, Fanta Orange is B tier, because I wouldn't say no if someone had Fanta instead of Crush at the function. But now I need to really focus because I'm still processing if Pepsi should be at the bottom for being a poor man's Coke or it should get A tier for legacy reasons for competing with original product and keeping up with the pace. But on the second thought, this shit got surpassed by Dr. Pepper, which is a very mid drink in itself. So yeah, C tier for this shit, and Pepsi Zero goes to the D tier because I would still drink it if you held a gun to my head.
Now that hate is unjustified. I alternate between picking out Coke and Pepsi, and it isn't bad at all. It's a good palate refresher when you had Coke a couple times in a row.
That's right. Whenever me and Hunter have some Coke, we always go for the Pepsi.
Oh my God, Joe, get it through your thick fucking head that whenever we're talking about Coke today, we mean Coke as in Coca-Cola, not your funny flower.
Really? Oh shit, this video wasn't interesting at all then.
No, I don't think I need to really explain it. I still try to get RFK to turn to the Diet Coke believer side, but he just won't, and he yaps about how some Sparta sweetener causes cancer or some shit, I don't know, but it's instant S tier.
You mean aspartame? Yeah, I think it's actually fine if you don't overdo it. Like, it's certainly not healthy, but it's a better option than gulping down 40 grams of sugar cramped in a single can.
Now you know that I ain't a big fan of flavored colas, so I can't really give this black cherry vanilla Coke much respect. And I think Coke Cherry itself is better, so I'm gonna give this combination Coke D tier and Cherry Coke B tier. Now for Sprite Cranberry, LeBron knows his shit.
That commercial is legendary, but are we talking about current Winter Spice Sprite or the OG Cranberry?
Those are some fucking bars, my man, but can you take a look at the fucking list before you say some stupid shit like this? We clearly have OG can of Sprite Cranberry listed, so we will rank this. And I am a fan of cranberry, so it's a granted S tier for its legendary status. And for the next one, y'all know how I feel about Pepsi.
Okay, but hear me out, Donnie. Without Pepsi, you wouldn't have Mountain Dew, Cheetos, Lay's, Doritos, Gatorade, and I can keep listing it out for minutes. As a brand, it's miles better than Coke, so put some fucking respect on what Pepsi bring to the humanity.
I would maybe hear you out if this was a company tier list, but it's about the soda drinks, and Diet Pepsi is revolting. Instant worst tier, and now my beloved Crush Orange goes to the S tier, and I ain't even exaggerating.
Are you sure? I know that you like it, but I think you put it just 1 tier above Fanta instead of putting it up in the all-time greats.
Speaking of all-time greats, you guys remember that funky disco-looking can of 7-Up? Whenever I was strolling past it in the store, I always had to bust a quick move like I was Michael Jackson, but like fully white.
Even to my southern ass ears, it sounds like it could offend someone.
Because it was a very, well, I wouldn't say offensive exactly, but it was definitely one of the most questionable things he said in this episode.
Would you snowflakes shut the hell up? It wasn't even bad. And also a thing that isn't bad is our next drink, because it's beloved original Coke. I gotta say, I kinda got used to the Diet Coke taste, so it tastes weird when you drink it. But this drink started it all, so it undeniably goes to the S tier for being a legend. It is. And Vanilla Cherry Pepsi should rightly go a tier below the Black Cherry Vanilla Coke.
Now this is some primetime malarkey. Coke does the better vanilla, but Pepsi does the better cherry, so ultimately they both deserve the same tier. I usually just mix cherry Pepsi with vanilla Coke to get the best drink in my glass.
I thought Obama bombing random orphanages in Yemen was brutal, but the crime against humanity you just described is what will trigger the Judgment Day.
Don't say jokes like that, Trump.
Why not?
Because they just, make me think about mortality, and all of us except Barry are pretty much in the end game. So I always get depressed after hearing those jokes.
Oh, okay. Sorry, man. I didn't mean to.
George, it sounds like you are dealing with anxiety, but want to book a short therapy session with my therapist? It really helps.
No, I'm just going to wait it out. It goes away in a couple of minutes.
I don't know what you guys are blabbing about, but Joester wants some Mountain Dew, Doritos, and Xbox 360 with loaded Modern Warfare 2 and a headset. I just remember shitting on these kids and how many slurs I have learned on those lobbies.
Now that I think about it, all those MLG videos were just brain rot of those times. I mean, just take a look at this.
They stole Doritos.
Ah ha 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 ha! Oh man, it's so funny because it was Angry Birds, but instead of birds it was Mountain Dew cans, and instead of pigs it was Illuminati. Ah ha 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 ha!
I'm not going to be able to do this, Barry.
Just rank those 3 sodas and then you can do whatever.
Whatever? So does that mean I can punch Joe straight in the face?
Huh?
I mean, no, why would...
I'm just kidding. You guys are so dumb. Why would I ask? Anyway, Mountain Dew has more sugar than all those beverages, so it gives you a stronger kick and packs more calories. And you already know the Don needs all the calories he can get for his dirty bulk. And Joe was spitting because it bangs when you pair it with Doritos and boot up Modern Warfare lobby and shit on those kids with Doritos powder all over your controller.
You're disgusting.
Yeah, sure, whatever you say, bud, but the matter of the fact is that Mountain Dew deserves a tier. However, I can't speak for modern ones because I hear they massively overhauled their formula, but I didn't drink it for the past 15 years, so I'm just ranking the old version. Grape Fanta is a B tier because it isn't really my first choice, but it's fine. And finally, Canada Dry. God, with a name like that, I want to put it in the worst tier immediately, but it's actually good. When you first smell it, you get that whiff of ginger ale and it throws you off. But when you actually taste it, it's even better than Sprite. So it's in the same tier because if it wasn't for the name, then it would get tier higher. But sucks to suck, Canada Dry. Every woman is instantly dry when they hear this name.
Glad we're ending it off by roasting the second biggest country on the earth.
I apologize that we're still pushing out Halloween videos in the November, but we had 2 videos halfway done before 11 Labs banned every voice. And we had hard delay. So to not waste our work on these videos, we just decided to finish them with the new voices and post them as fast as possible. That's why you can hear voice change in the middle of the video. And these 2 Halloween videos will be basically a test of the new software. So let us know if there's something wrong and we'll try our best to fix it.
Please don't tell me you have another stupid spooky list. I hate this month. I want it to be Christmas already.
I feel you on the Christmas bit, but stop being a puss, Biden. Most of these lame-os aren't even scary. Speaking of, how do we rank them? Is it based on their creepiness, or do we just rank them how much we like them?
I don't know, man. I'll just rank them based on how good of a job they do being a mascot of their franchise. But I never played Choo Choo Charles, so do any of you want to share any experience with this guy?
Did you just assume Choo Choo's gender? How dare you, you bald-ass bigot? Choo Choo identifies as a fucking train, and that's final.
It's not that serious, Joe. It's just a Vita game character. If anybody played his games, then I'm going to go purely off his appearance, and that's a neat design, but nothing too crazy. So it's B tier.
Next up is the real OG, a legend even. Guy that's built exactly like Barack.
Hey!
He was the first creepypasta that went mainstream, no? At least the first one I encountered. You damn well know where he belongs, Obama.
Of course I do, but in terms of video games, only one of them was actually banging. The rest were as bland as Taylor Swift's discography. As an urban story, he'd go to S tier instantly, but here it's a tier at best.
Whoa there, cowboy. This isn't a horror video games ranking. It's a goddamn horror video games mascots tier list. Slender is one of the most intimidating creatures here. His smooth face surface without any facial features, his long-ass toothpick arms, and those tentacles make him so menacing.
That's fair, actually. Slenderman to S tier. Here we go.
Blood trying to be Fabrizio Romano so bad. Ekem Baldi.
Oh, not Baldy. He was my math teacher back in elementary school. Those bruises and PTSD never went away.
How the hell do you manage to get more and more demented with each passing day?
Refraining from Joe, I don't get any uncanny or eerie feeling when looking at Baldy, but rather the goofy one. The game is a really fun experience, but Baldy is just a bad horror character. I don't think anybody would have a problem with me putting Baldy in C tier. I don't hate the game, and that's honestly the only thing keeping me away from putting his ass all the way down to D tier.
I would not refrain from putting him down there if I was you, but to each their own. Next character is a bit too ethnic for me personally, so it's all yours to rate, Obama Tunji.
What the fuck? I assume that was a retrospective on my rant I went on the last video about the whole Lunchley crew. I agree, though. It was a bit too long, and I want to apologize, but yeah. So we're talking about Amanda specifically, even though there are two characters in the picture. Amanda the Adventurer is a great example of analog horror theme done, right? Her unnerving speaking manner and harsh 3D model makes her a really good mascot for the franchise. What do you think, Joe, since you're an expert on the kids?
I don't know what that cute little girl is doing here with all those creepy, spooky monsters, but goddamn, is she hot.
I regret asking. I'm just going to put her in A tier and move on. What's next on the list? All right, Mr. Neighbor. When the first game was in its alpha stage, I honestly thought that this franchise will become the next big thing in indie horror game scene, but it seems like developers just lost their original idea, and this game just lost its original tension, and running away from the neighbor is no longer a thrilling experience, but a frustrating one. Because of that, I just don't feel bad about putting this dude into D tier because he is a joke now.
Bro just went on and unleashed a whole ass essay out of pure hatred toward this guy. Now, that's the level of hating I can put respect on, Obama. Keep it up. By the way, have you seen that lately? Uvox AI replied to one comment under our last tier list. It's the first instance where I seen a legit great AI president's channel in our little community here. Shout out to Uvox AI though. Keep those vids up. Back to the list though. Huggy Wuggy from Poppy Playtime is next.
My guess is that Joe already played through entire game, or am I wrong? Seeing as it's a game that really got successful among the younger side of the gamers.
You're right, Barry. They should release a sex doll inspired by Mommy Long Legs. I would buy up their entire stock.
Barack, just let me decimate the hell out of this fossil. I can't stand his demented ass. Do you hear what he is saying?
He said much worse things in the past. I wouldn't worry about this specific one. This would be legal at least.
Whatever, dude. Now what the fuck is Garten of Banban?
You're asking the wrong person, but we have a tier for characters we don't know well enough, so if Joe doesn't have anything to add, then I'm putting this thing in there.
Yeah, I don't know this one. I remember Markiplier playing this game, but it didn't stick to my memory.
Of course it didn't. Just like anything else when it comes to your memory, Captain Dementia. Next up we have Joe's Mom. No, but it's actually a really good survival horror game for being released on mobile. I always respect someone who made a lot with not much resources, and to make such a viral game for mobile is admirable feat. I remember playing Granny back in 2019 or something like that, and it was actually scary for the first time. Now it just looks goofy as hell with those stiff animations and 1980s graphics, but I'd still give him a solid rating. It's up to Barack if he played it or not, because if he disagrees, then you can be sure as hell he never played this game.
It's not my fucking mom, you obese hippo.
Damn shush, just don't get rage baited, Joe. You're giving him exactly what he wants by getting angry, but I have to agree on Granny. It really is goofy with those animations, but it's just keeps you hooked on for hours when you play it. It's been overplayed now, and Granny's more of a joke now than actually a scary villain. But I have to give her respects, because everybody who's been playing some games will recognize that old-ass monstrous face. A tear is where Granny goes. So I hope you guys vibe with this rating.
If you dare to put Freddy Fazbear in any other place in top tier, I will track you and your whole family down and slaughter your lineage one by one while making you see it all and regret those choices. And how easy it was to avoid that tragedy, but your dumb ego just couldn't hold back and wanted to. Challenge Biden, blast Mike.
Sure you will, buddy. Now let's get you to bed, because you gotta be sleepy if you think I wouldn't put him there. Isn't Five Nights at Freddy's the biggest horror franchise of all time by now? Not sure. By it surely is biggest video game horror franchise, because as might as Silent Hill or Resident Evil are huge. You can't really compare them to FNAF. This shit got everyone hooked all day and night by working out those theories, especially MatPat. Bro spent half of his life just chugging down Red Bulls and finishing up scripts for another game theory episode on Five Nights at Freddy's teaser, all to get blasted by another troll from the website put in there by Scott Cawthon.
Yeah, no wonder Joe likes those animatronics so much. There are little kids stuffed inside them. But another one is Bendy, and I think I heard about it, and I get the gist of it, but I never actually played it. It feels like one of those games our dementia patient played before, because he always plays those YouTube games. We don't know when he's left alone for a while in his office. This fucker would rather play the OGET game than do it.
That's not true, but you just happen to randomly be right this instance. Bendy might be a demon, but his design is great. The way he is a cute old cartoon guy that just happened to transform to a terrifying monster is amazing. You gotta see his full form if you never witnessed it.
I don't know where and if I did, but I do remember this guy looking not so cute anymore and all screwed up. So while I can't rank him from the player perspective, I can see him going in B tier just because of his design. You gotta be creative enough to make an old Disney-styled character to look scary, and I'm pretty sure it's scary if that guy chases you down in the game. But I will not speak more on that matter, because I want to get to the next antagonist, which is Spooky, and while she's not scary herself, and the game isn't really scary too, and rather boring. It's fun for the first 5 minutes when you get a few jump scares and you got that ghost chasing you down in the dark maze. That's actually the only part that's not dreadful about this game, but Spooky herself is not scary at all. And I don't really know or care why she's the main character. She's going down in the Dookie tier.
That's a lot of hate for one little girl, and that's kind of made me worried about your daughters. But I'd rather you roasting the shit out of that girl than Joe creaming his pants in our voice chat. We're coming awfully close to 8-minute mark, and we have one character left to rank, so that's actually perfect timing. And I don't why someone put a pig head on Granny's attire and called it a day with the original design, but it's just called being lazy. That's like Barack calling himself first black president because he could—
Excuse me?
I don't know why I would put ice cream on my pants, so you better change your roast game. Donnie, and also Piggy is amazing design. Piggy isn't just a random character thrown into the mix. He has a rich backstory that ties into the lore of the game. The story reveals a dark narrative about betrayal, loss, and a desperate quest for revenge. Unlike Granny, whose motivations can feel vague, Piggy's journey adds depth and layers to his character, allowing players to empathize with his tragic past while still being terrified of him.
Holy shit, he actually played the game. Just put this dog shit knockoff into the F tier and let's wrap this up before Joe goes on one of his dementia rants.
I will do just that, because I have too much of respect for Granny to let him change my mind and side with Piggy. But I gotta admit that his talk was kinda getting me engaged. I don't know, just remember to subscribe and tell us in the comments which one of these is your favorite. Have a good night and remember to stay positive and think about how lucky you are to even be alive in the first place. Next time you wake up, instead of nagging about how uncomfortable getting out of the bed is.
Subscribe to Oval Office Gaming right now, or Barack will go get your oil with his drone.